All right, so it's been 10 past, and the majority of the players are in. I'll ping Blitz one more time. Uh, okay. So as a recap of where we were last time, uh, you guys were, you're still clearing out the science lab. You managed to, after the dicey situation involving Arthur, Tobias, Miller, and Renna being captured. Hold on, did I get some? Oh, it's a notification from a different server. Sorry, I just got like a red message that, or like a notification. Anyway, um, so yeah, you guys were um, doing that. You managed to rescue your allies, kill the alien queen, um, rescue all the prisoners in the detention level, and then finally managed to capture Doctor Hemlock. Um, so where we left off, like where we closed, was you guys were, uh, oh Jesus, map lagging, like over here in this block of the facility. So the question is, um, are you going to immediately call for Andrea to come pick you up? And now that you've got both the prisoners, Dr. Hemlock, and then some wounded, or are you going to try to do anything else in the facility?
No, we'll move to security,
Okay.
um, then call for pickup at that point.
Okay.
um, we'll make sure to loot security before we leave,
Of
and
course.
then grab whatever we can, and then out we go.
Okay. Just remember in terms of carrying capacity, that's a factor. But let's see. So in terms of their armories, they would have a so as a reminder, in terms of the weapons, they would have ES4 pistols, ES7 shotguns, Flaming Warfare 3s, and heavy pulse rifles. So in that order, I will do I guess a 46 roll and see how many weapons they have for each.
And that's in counting the dead people too that were in that fought in there, right?
Uh, Technically no. So there would be extra heavy pulse rifles. Okay, so um, there are three ES4 pistols, six shotguns, six heavy incinerators, one heavy pulse rifle. But in terms of the dead guys, there's five, six, seven, eight. So that's a total of nine heavy pulse rifles.
If you put one of each of those items in our party loot, I'll change the numbers if you want.
Okay. Where the hell is the Avalonis? There it is. Modules, yeah, modules and upgrades. So, well, you already have, okay, the heavy pulse rifles in the ship's inventory, and then where are the other weapons? Okay, um, so here's the ES4 pistol, and then a shotgun and a heavy incinerator. So, and just as a reminder, how many there were of each? There were three pistols, six shotguns, six incinerator units, and a total of, I think I said 10 heavy pulse rifles. And then for reloads
Okay.
for them, oh, oops, hold on. Reloads. Um, okay, the bad news is there's not much in the way of reloads because there were um, three pistol magazines, like three pistol reloads, and then as for the HPRs, the shotguns, and flamethrowers, there was one reload for each.
And is that and then add one for each of the undead? Don't the
Yes.
undead usually have one? So what would that be total then?
That would
We'll
be
move to
that would still be a total of 10.
rather
So
have the
basically,
damn reloads than the stupid guns. Can we swap the numbers and have the guns lower and more ammo?
no. Um,
Oh man.
We
so
gotta really talk about this ammo stuff because it's just dumb. Why would you have all these guns and not have ammo for them?
because I mean they probably just had
This
the ammo on their persons.
game is so retarded sometimes.
It's a
I'm sorry, dude.
it's a scare
This
tactic.
ammo stuff is it's just the dumbest thing.
I mean, I can't have you guys
It's
completely buried in
uh
loot, so
it's like a
I,
scare tactic. You just run. They walk around with unloaded weapons, and people
so we're
expect
just
to
gonna
load
beat
it.
you
So
down
they'll
with
fight.
like 30 guns, and we only have ammo for a third of the guns.
I kind of love the idea that like they've made maybe like just too many guns were made and ammo's really expensive to make, so they just don't
yeah.
arm
You
them.
beat it down here. I got guns, but I'm gonna beat you down with guns.
Well, e-
The ratios are just
every time we kill like
dumb.
a bunch of people at the very start of combat before we they get a turn, they were the ones without any ammo.
I don't
So
know.
so anyway,
It,
so you are um continuing to do your usual Grievous routine of your weapons will make a fine addition to our collection shit. Um, and meanwhile, um, you get a status update from Delgado. She's saying I'm coming in hot, ETA 60 seconds, make your way to the hangar. Um, so you all now and like I said, in terms of and don't forget you also have to lug the sentry gun back.
yeah.
Um, just
Well,
to
we have all
simplify.
those NPCs too, so
Yeah, that's true.
Considering how ineffective that sentry gun was, I just kick it and leave it here.
it actually worked one time, didn't it?
I think so. I don't remember when, but
Exactly my point.
it works when it wants to. Um, okay, so yeah, you guys all um, pile aboard the drop shuttle, um, with all of your, with handfuls of fucking shotguns and heavy incinerator units and heavy pulse rifles. Um, and yeah, you can uh recall to the Avalanos. So as a reminder, it would be a 6-hour flight. Um, So what we'll do is, there's a sort of downtime in a sense aboard the shuttle. Um, I guess what we'll focus on, so let's start with, so I'll say this much. In terms of the med bay, um, there is actually a medical bay on the drop shuttle. For as a reminder for those who've seen Alien Covenant. In terms of wounded,
I think that med bay has my name on it.
it does. So that's what we're going to do first. Well, actually, and also, well, before that though, so in terms of blowing up the facility, are you going to do that now or
Yeah.
okay? So yeah, so you guys hit the detonator and as was put in a deleted scene from Prometheus, yeah, even from this far, you feel the heat of that explosion. Um, Like it was just a massive, like you can almost kind of faintly hear it. Like the drop shuttle kind of shakes a bit. It was a big explosion. Um, and where once there was a mountain, now there is not. So I would say that probably would actually reduce a point of stress for everybody. Just the knowledge of like we did it, it's finally over kind of deal. Like the knowledge that you've wiped out the facility. Um, as for the medical bay, we'll focus on that first, and then uh, focus on uh, other matters. So I would say that okay, Heather was not on the drop shuttle. So basically, Johnny and Renna would have gone into the medical bay with Tobias. As a reminder, Tobias's head is still fucking partially bandaged up, and yeah, so they in terms of now actually doing a damage assessment, um, you know, they they carefully sort of unbandage you, and when they're done doing that, there's like this awkward moment of silence. Finally, John's like, "Oh shit, man," and Rena gives a kind of concerned look.
Tobias immediately looks at him. I'm like, what? What is it?
And Johnny says, "I think you should see for yourself, dude." And he walks over and grabs like he grabs a mirror and he hands it to you.
Tobias grabs it with his probably burnt hand as his hand starts to shake a bit as he looks at his face. That's what his face looks like now. Tobias looks at his face. He immediately starts to like, oh. Whatever he's holding, he fucking chucks it at the fucking wall. He just chucks it at a like whatever fucking reaction, carnal reaction he's having. He immediately looks at them and he's like, no. He starts like grabbing at his face and is like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, so
What did you two cook up this week? For fuck's sake.
I mean, technically it happened last week.
No,
So-
you've had a week to plan all kinds of disgusting shit.
So I left early last week because I had interview stuff. What happened to your face?
So let me recap. So,
Splash.
yeah, he like basically when he, Rena and Arthur were being held hostage in front of the facehuggers, Tobias was wrestling with one of the Praetorian Guard for control of a shotgun. The gun went off and it hit one of the facehuggers in the jar, and then like the acid was flying towards Rena, and Tobias did bodyguard to take it in the face for her.
Come
Got
on.
it.
I shouldn't be
What
laughing as
heroism
much
gets
as
you.
What, Summer?
I shouldn't be laughing as hard as I am.
No, you should.
I'm giggling as well,
Seriously,
man.
just peek out.
We're all horrible people.
It's okay.
It's a little freak out because that's like a genuine reaction.
So anyway, so Tobias, so he's like, "Get away from me," and Johnny and Rena back away. And does he say or
Yeah.
do anything else?
Well, no, Tobias is currently have a fucking mental breakdown. He is not. He's not like. He is not able to comprehend what his face is looking like as he's actually like, fucking like, caressing his face with his fucked up hand and like looking at his fucked up body, as he's like, fucking like. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a angry crying, but like there's no tears coming from the left side of his face. Because there's he's like it sounds weird, but like he starts crying and then like the left side of his face starts laughing maniacally.
And I would.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you do first.
I was gonna say that his left side basically says, "Oh, quit being a fucking pussy." He's like, "Why are you crying?"
Oh god. Two-Face, I didn't realize you were here today.
Uh-oh.
So, Johnny fucking runs out of the room, and
Yeah, I'd imagine.
he runs out of the room. But I would say that Rena, as visibly unsettled as she kind of holds her ground, unless Tobias like starts like going ape shit, like throwing things at her or whatever.
Is Horgus in medbay too? At this point?
I
Seeing
mean,
as I had a
help?
ruptured aorta,
aorta.
aorta and jugular, so
Well, here's the thing. So, I mean, Tobias was the first to be injured and also the most injured. So he because like I said, the med bay is like single occupant.
oh, okay.
So he was in there first. I mean, you obviously need medical treatment, but Johnny stabilized your crits.
Yep.
So you're not in like immediate danger. Um,
I didn't
and
realize medbay was one person.
yeah, well, I mean, if memory serves, that was the case in Alien Covenant. Um, but so yeah, so Johnny runs out of the med bay, and then Rena's just kind of standing there with sort of a solemn kind of look on her face. Like for people who have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang like totally lost it in the desert, and Katara was just kind of standing there staring at him. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, like that. That's basically that's Two-Face and Rena respectively. Um,
Actually, I'd imagine that Tobias is basically having a conversation with his new self, as the left side of his face is basically calling him a pussy and stop crying, while the right side's like trying to comprehend what the fuck is going on. As I guess he'd be like, Excuse me?" He's like, "You fucking heard me. Stop being a fucking pussy."
so
Oh, great. We've got our own
As,
golem.
as he's like, "Why are you crying? Didn't you want results? I can get you results. Who do you think got you out of? Who do you think got you out of insert current last battle Tobias is ever in the Colonial Marines?" He's basically trying to fucking guilt tripping him to stop crying. He's like, "I'm fucking crying. I can get you. I can get you results. This is good." And yeah, I mean, whatever else happens, this is basically what's going on. He's having an argument with himself.
yeah, so uh, yeah, in that case, is there anything else you would say or do in the scene, or do you want to cut to somebody else?
I'd say like, he's probably trying. At the same time, Tobias is like, regular self is trying to get away from everybody because he sees himself as a fucking abomination now. So he's like trying to like
Because
at the
you
same
are.
time.
Not to sugarcoat it, man, but you're a fucking monster,
Hey man,
man.
don't tell him that. I mean, do you want to set the new one off?
Well, like I said, like luckily Rena's the only one in the room, uh, and like Johnny bugged out and called it even, uh,
Yeah,
and
I don't blame him.
so um, like Rena's there to sort of and like sympathy and sadness. But anyway, so Johnny fucking runs out of the med bay. He kind of goes into where everybody else is seated, like he's panting and he looks like he's fucking seen a ghost. Oh, okay, never mind. Uh, wow.
Yeah, I seen a ghost.
Um,
Has anybody here seen uh, Deadpool?
I unfortunately have not.
I've
Okay.
seen
Yeah.
Deadpool.
I've seen it.
Martin comes into the sick bed. And he starts doing the. You look like your face looks like
Uh, you
the
look
thing that
like an
TJ Miller
avocado
does.
had sex with an older, more ugly avocado.
Oh no.
Oh, I can't wait to I can't wait
There it
to
is.
I can't wait to fucking I can't wait to
Fucking
argue his
avocado?
big bet to bias to fucking just straight berate everyone who essentially insults his face.
You're gonna like.
I have so many insults. It's gonna be fun.
I
But
can't
don't
wait till
worry,
we.
it's all RP.
I can't wait
So,
till we fight the Batman.
Tobias originally was Batman. This is a canon event.
Boo
yeah,
hoo.
yeah, he was Batman to Simmons' Joker, and now he's Two-Face.
Let's see.
Um,
Big bad
so
Tobias and all.
yeah, so but anyway, so Johnny runs out and he like he runs out into the bay where everybody else is. And speaking of which, so while Two-Face is being unmasked and having a nervous breakdown, what is everybody else doing? Because as a reminder, you have a bunch of you have I think seven POWs who are, well, not necessarily POWs, but seven people who were rescued from Hemlock's facility, and then you have the doctor himself. So if anybody wants to question Hemlock or anybody else, you can. And I know, Tom, you
Oh,
said
I
you
need
weren't interested in
to.
questioning the doctor, but
I need to start repairing Miller, so I think that's probably
yeah,
what
well, yeah, because
Evelyn
it would
would be doing.
repairing Miller would, well, if you were going to try repairing Miller, that would take a shift or two, well, a shift to try to bring him back online. Um, but
And then
like, because
another shift
basically,
to repair, isn't it? 'Cause you said
yeah, it's two separate roles if he has the system shut down.
wait, I think the Comtech role then. No, they're both Comtech
Yeah,
roles,
they're
aren't
both
they? Actually,
contacts. Like
never
one
mind.
is just to reactivate him, and then one is to actually repair him.
Yeah, and
So
then you get Bishop and Alien 3.
yeah. So do a Comtech roll. You would have intense focus, and I think we ruled that the electronic tools work for androids, but the diagnostic device wouldn't in this case.
Okay.
So that's a +3 from that stuff, the intense focus on the other one, and then you could have potentially have some people helping you, but that's what they would be doing during the shift. So in terms of people who could help you, um, in this case, it would probably be a very short list because like Zavadska does not have
Yeah.
contact. Johns, I don't think he has contact. No, he doesn't. I doubt Sayad does. She does not. So I mean, unless Summer wants to help, then you wouldn't get
Yes.
any. Okay, then so you would get a +4 overall to try to bring him back online.
One more question. Is it a shift per
Action,
crit that
yes.
needs to be repaired?
Well, now in terms of his crits, like when you heal an android's damage, you also heal all the crits.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Um, However, in this case, and I honestly shouldn't have made you roll for it, so apologies in advance. But Miller, in this case, unfortunately, uh, yeah, he doesn't come back online. Like you try your best, but his goose is cooked. And out of character, we did discuss this with Harrison, so or I did rather. So
Okay.
um, just so that's clear. So yeah, Miller is no more because I mean, and just one look at him really, and that's pretty obvious because he basically is like a char-grilled Anakin. Uh, like I mean, yeah,
Yeah, he did get hit by a flamethrower like 2 or 3
yeah, he got
times.
fucking killed with like so. First of all, he got shot to pieces. Like he got shot repeatedly, and then he fucking got set on fire multiple. So he was burning for multiple rounds. Uh, and yeah, he in terms of in terms of his crits, he had I think like 4 out of 6.
Yeah, yeah, not
Like
great.
yeah, he
His head's not attached to him. Uh, one of his arms has pretty much fallen off, I think. Also, he's split in half.
yeah he was
Uh,
disemboweled.
so and then cooked.
I
That
I
was all before he got cooked.
I imagine then if we're gonna like retcon like my role, then just I take one look at him and I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh
you could say that
shit,
maybe
let me play it by.
the success is like a diagnostic on him just to see and like yeah no he's fucked. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, Miller is no more. Uh,
I think the
so
android fluid in him literally got boiled and
yeah, like there's no more fluid. Like it all got fucking all burned away. So you and Summer are going to be doing that. Though I suppose if Evelyn's the one who was doing most of the work, I suppose Summer you could uh, you know do on and off breaks theoretically. But as for Martin, for Drill Sergeant Horgust, what are you two doing?
I'll just say to tell somebody to make sure that our non-com friends are settled in, and then I head to the bridge, make sure we're taken to where we're going to, message Becker, let him know that
Well,
the package
keep
is
in
in.
mind that you are currently on the drop shuttle flying back to the Avalonos. So,
Oh, I thought we're on the big ship.
well, no, like I said, it's a 6-hour flight from the base to orbit, and it's like, what are you doing during this 6-hour period? Once you get before you get to the Avalonos.
I'm taking a nap.
Okay. Um, so you're
I'm
doing
telling
that.
face. I'm telling face jokes.
No.
So okay. From the sounds of it, and then just cutting back to Two-Face right quick. Is there anything both of you would want to say or do, like either uh, with yourselves or with Rena?
Well, at this point, uh, Tobias's bad side is still probably berating the fuck out of him, while also trying to get him to stop crying, which is probably making it worse. Then Tobias's mental breakdown is even worse now. Well, he's also trying to get Rena out of the room. He's like, "Don't look at me like this. You're not supposed to look at me like this." As the bad side to him, he's like, "Yeah, get out of here. You don't want to see this. It's gonna get ugly."
And she um she has a pretty disheartened look on her face, and she just sort of looks down and it starts to turn around, like stops midway, looks at him, and then heads out of the room and shuts the door. But then also by this point she's practically like staggering as she's moving, because like just one look at her and you can tell that she's been through a lot. um you know but yeah, so Rena leaves the room and shuts the door and leaves Two-Face to himself. uh, and yeah, so then we can cut to the so you guys, the good news is that the Avalanos is in orbit and is unmolested by the other ship that was in orbit, the Verloc. Um, like neither ships have engaged each other. They aren't docked, so like nobody's boarded the ship that you can tell. Um, so after 6 hours pass, you make it aboard the Avalanos, and I'm assuming after Horgus snap, you say you were going to, uh, you know, well, like I said, now as a reminder, you would probably want to wait until you are not in the system with an enemy ship before you send out a transmission. Um, so, like I said, what Paz will do is once everybody's aboard, she will quickly gun it and do like a jump to like an FTL jump, not like a full parsec, so you wouldn't have potential NDDs. Well, actually, um, you might be able to jump like a parsec without dealing with an NDD. Let me just double check. Um, but honestly, I'll just simplify it actually and just say that you can jump, like, so you're not in the direct system anymore. So you're basically just in deep space, and can do whatever you need to do, like including hailing Agent Becker and you know
Okay.
giving this status update. So Horgus, you can do that. You can send out the message. It's not going to be an instant response, um, but the message will be sent and will be traveling as you are. So as for medical attention, now that we're in a situation where people can do that, um, I would say, um, let's see. So in terms of Drill Sergeant Horgust, do you want, um, and also speaking of which, everybody recover all of their HP and stress by this point. Do you want Johnny to treat you, or do you want Heather to treat you?
Uh, who's better?
Heather has a total of, that's 11, 12, 14 dice, but she cannot push. Whereas Johnny has a total of, let's see, 5, 8, 10, um, 11. Yeah, Johnny has 11 to Heather's 14, but Johnny can push, whereas Heather can't.
Johnny can do it.
Okay. So Johnny will do just that. So he's going to make sure his surgical kit is applied. He apparently didn't have the actual like surgical kit like utility item, but whatever. I'll just manually add it. So medical aid +3. And then... Okay, so He got one success, so he actually hold on, wait, I would need to because I forgot that Drill Sergeant Horgus, you have a crit that is well, you have one crit that's -2 to the roll, and another one that's -1. So which one do you want him to roll first? The -2 or the -1?
-2.
Okay, so he would get a modifier +1 then. Okay. Ooh, that's even better. He got 2 successes.
All right.
Does Metaclade have any? Oh, no stunts for the skull. Okay, so the ruptured aorta. Um, I would say in terms of healing crits, like I mean, I just like to simplify it and just say that like once he's treated it, he's treated. If you guys are okay with that. Um,
Well, doesn't the game, so it has a base
it,
healing time of
yeah,
5 days.
yeah, it does.
So each extra crit would be an extra day off, so it's 4 days. I mean, wouldn't it work something like that?
Well, I mean, there is a recovery time. I'm just asking you guys if you want to actually have to micromanage that.
Well, for us, we'll be flying anyway, so by the time we get there, I'd be fully repaired anyway, right? Because it's a 5 day
Yeah, and
burn,
especially
isn't
if
it?
we're going to be having some downtime
Yeah.
over the course of like, a few weeks, maybe a month in game, uh, that is, yeah, I would say just remove the crit altogether. So the ruptured aorta has been healed, and as for the other one, which is a -1, Johnny will roll that. Oh, 3 successes. So that other one is dealt with as well. So Drill Sergeant Horgus' crits are healed.
Okay.
Um, let's see who else is critted of the PCs. Does anybody have any crits? Hold on, I think Kung Fu Arthur has one. Yeah. Oh no, that's just his prosthetic arm. Never mind. And he also had his panic active that long. Okay. So so Johnny, so he gives Gunny Horgus some medical aid with the help of Heather, which in retrospect I should have given him +1, but what's done is done. He actually did really well. Um, so Horgus sent out his message to Becker, and you I would say like in the time you're in deep space, at least initially, you're being treated. As for everybody else, in terms of other stuff you want to do, does anybody want to do anything in particular? Like, whether it's check up on the wounded or talk to Doctor Hemlock or whatever you want to do. We'll start with Evelyn. What would you like to do?
We have like a month about downtime. You said.
Well, not quite yet, because basically, just as a reminder, what happened was so Paz did like a partial light speed jump to get you away from the enemy ship that's in orbit. So you guys are basically just floating in deep space. Like she did that so we have like a span of time to recover for Horgus to send a message out to Becker. So that's cooking in the background and so on. So you guys are basically right now you're sort of just in deep space, just sort of chilling.
Okay. I guess this will be the first time that Evelyn sees Tobias, and she'll just say, you all right, man? You you look a little rough. Not
Which
you know
Tobias are you
just saying.
talking to? No, I'm just kidding.
She tried to talk to me.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah.
I been just checking up on you.
Oh well, how do you do it exactly? Like, do you just walk into the room?
Well, hold on. Just as a reminder, Tobias. So you spent 6 hours on the drop shuttle. You are now back aboard the Avalanos. So you're no longer. Well, you can theoretically be in the drop shuttle still, but like you now have free reign of the Avalanos.
Well, I mean, Tobias is probably still fucking. hmm, I guess he would probably put the bandages back on his face, and which would probably
Oh,
muffle
actually,
the yelling of Evelyn.
speaking of which, that totally reminds me of something. I would say before Evelyn talks to you, I would say that after Rena disappeared, she in the background actually uses a talent of hers, and what she does, um, kind of in the homage of, um, her, I guess, predecessor. Uh, if you've seen the ending of the episode or the first episode of season 3 of the Bad Batch, is like she enters the room without saying a word. She sets something on the ground and turns and walks away. like something in a box for Tobias.
Tobias goes over to the box as the bad one says, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, so if you open it up, uh, there's a mask in there.
Well, good Tobias kind of smirks a bit as he says, "Hey, buddy, what? What the fuck up?" As he puts the mask on. Yeah, that's the mask.
Okay, I'm just looking.
It's in
Just
Steel
let it.
Talon.
Let's see this. Yeah, I mean, and with the resources she has at her disposal, I mean, that's probably the best run I could do. Um, but
It
she,
also shuts up bad Tobias.
yeah,
As now Tobias is probably walking around, kind of stumbling a bit, probably like a bandaged hand and a bit of a. I mean, he's still burnt technically, so he's probably walking around with a bit of pain. But I guess at that point, wherever Tobias ends up, that's where Evelyn would be.
yeah, I would say that you eventually cross paths. Like you see Two Face, like he's still, um, you know, burned from the acid. Like his clothing is stained from doing the hemlock shake. As Grace put it, because I think that's a funnier name than Sweetwater, because it's more honest. But um, the hemlock shake gives me Harlem Shake vibes. Um,
Yeah.
so he's still like his clothing is stained. His clothing is especially badly burned in his case. Um, but he's probably limping around, and you like maybe you come across each other in like a corridor of the ship or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
I
that would
mean,
make sense.
seeing Evelyn, he's like, "Please don't mind me. I'm trying to find a shower."
Yeah, it looks like it could use one. How are you holding together, man? I know you were kind of really beat up when we were leaving the compound.
Yeah, yeah, beat up. He says, kind of like you can tell Tobias was in a bit of like a basically just recovered from having a mental breakdown. As his eyes look pretty fucking red. You don't know from either anger or from sadness. Probably a mix of both. Uh, as you hear like the muffled sound of from like what seems to be his left side of his face. That's muffled from the mouth.
Why does Tobias
Okay.
sound like 60-year-old
Um.
smoker?
Well, that's because the mask is muffling his mouth. It basically keeps the left side of his like lips shut, so it kind of sounds like
Yeah.
like that.
You know what, man? I'm not here to judge, but maybe you should talk to Horgust. He's not you know, he's not the most sympathetic person, but he could probably help you through some stuff.
I'd
Oh
prefer to not
God.
smell like I prefer to not smell like a cat's litter before I go to meet the boss. You get me?
Yeah, I get you. Take some downtime, but really go talk to Horgust, man. He'd really help you through your issues. That you know,
I don't. At this
I
point, I
I, I
don't think
come I come to
anyone
you
can
at a
help me.
friend as a friend, man. Go talk to Horgust, or we're gonna take you. Or I'll take you there myself, dude.
Is
Yeah,
it going to
no,
be a
Tobias
case
is
where
like,
like it's Lucy's like therapy booth from Peanuts, except instead of Lucy, it's Gunnery Sergeant Hartman?
Yep, exactly.
yeah, I was
Staying in
gonna say
attention,
Tobias is like,
ladies. What seems to be the problem? Horgus says. No, I'm just
Dude, if I would have
yeah,
been in
Tobias.
that, if I was gonna be in the thing, I would have looked at him and said, "Dude, what are you crying for? You still have half a face. Come on."
kidding. Well, yeah,
You still have
That's what I
half
was
the
gonna
face
say.
left.
yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be very fun if you ever mention the other side. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun
But
with this.
yeah,
This is
man.
gonna be so entertaining.
Go and have some R&R, but you know go talk to Horgust, and he can talk you through stuff.
Yeah, the only thing Tobias is gonna say is like, "I'll take your word for it," but I don't think anyone could help this current situation.
hmm
He says is
And
I
we
guess he would find a shower, or if he has a room, he goes to his room to fucking
The
shower and
power of
grab
positive
clothes.
thinking. It can even heal the fractured halves of your psyche you don't want to deal with.
So, um,
Yeah, it's not that easy.
yeah. So, and that's what Two-Face and Evelyn are doing in the immediate situation. So, Summer, what would you be doing?
Um, where's Vanna?
Good question. She's probably Um, I would say that she most likely, because she probably had a head start on Two-Face, especially because Two-Face was um, talking to um, talking to Evelyn, so she would have showered, but she still has her you know damaged, I guess, uniform, and is probably just trying to think of where she would realistically be. Um, Probably. Um, because she took well, actually no, she like her clothing took what little acid got past Two Face's face. She would probably be to try to calm down. Would be once again sitting by herself in the mess hall, probably enjoying some tea or something. It's just something to calm down after a very traumatic ordeal.
Summer will have her little sewing kit with her, and she would walk over to Rana, set it on the table.
And Rena just kind of stares at the sewing kit and then looks up at Summer.
Let's make you some new clothes.
And she sort of, when you say that, she sort of glances at the partially burned off sleeve of her like scientist uniform, and she says, I don't have any objections to this.
I will. Summer would take out a measuring tape,
Okay.
and with Vanna's permission, she will start to take her measurements.
Yeah, which she cooperates with.
She
I
would
feel
write them
like this
down on a
whole
piece of
wholesome
paper.
scene after the madness of Tobias.
Yeah, like you know like a calm quiet scene compared to Two Face's fucking meltdown. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Uh,
So sorry to interrupt.
and no, it's all good. As Summer is taking her measurements, she would ask about how Rena is doing with the whole Hemlock situation.
um Rena mentions the fact that um she's for potentially the first time in her life, she feels a sense of relief now that the facility has, like, such a horrible place that she had been confined to her entire life, and also that had claimed countless other lives, and were breeding monsters and committing horrifying experiments. Now that that's finally destroyed, and she's saying now that my father might finally, face judgment for all the horrible things he's done, I almost feel some measure of peace. And she says, but I'm very much concerned about Tobias and what the future holds.
That's all right. You you have any ideas what you want to do afterwards?
And she says, um, honestly, I've never really thought about it up until now. And she's saying that in terms of the like, I mean, she says that I would probably by default stay with the FBI unless you all would have me.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have you. There's always a spot here.
So she actually, at the sound of somebody, wanting, like wanting to have her around, she cracks like the smallest smile ever. But at least it's something. Um, but you can tell it's not something she's used to doing. Um, but yeah, so she says, well, thank you, Summer. That's very kind of you to say.
It's no problem. Like a big, like a big mismatched family. Always having open arms.
So she says that she doesn't really have a concept of family, or at least what it feels like to be part of one, but she says I'll take your word for it, I guess. Like she admits that she understands the concept of family and like sibling relationships and stuff, but she doesn't know what it feels like, is what she says. So she says, like, I can't
Oh,
fully relate to what you're saying.
no. Oh, oh, that okay. Uh, if that Summer would give her a hug around the shoulders.
Rena initially kind of flinches because she isn't really, like, she wasn't expecting that. She wasn't sure what Summer was doing, because again, another first for Rena. This is the first time anybody's ever hugged her.
Oh, baby.
Two-Face isn't the only one with psychological damage.
Well, yeah,
This is both
all got a
very
bit,
touching
but
and
some
very
more than
sad.
others.
Oh, what, Summer?
All got a bit, some more than others.
Yeah.
Some of us were split in half, but
Well, then there's Miller, who took so much mental damage that he got fucking destroyed from it. Well, that and then the heat of a firebomb grenade several times, but
yeah, he couldn't handle it.
um, but yeah, no offense, Harrison. I just had to make that joke. Um,
And Harrison, I'm sorry that I killed you for real.
well, I mean, he's
It
bringing in a
wasn't
new
the plan.
character, so
Okay.
Yeah, I won't. I won't lie. I might be a little bit unfortunately distracted today because for some reason I am the family's dog sitter,
I understand.
randomized, and I am
Ooh.
watching my
Cody knows
cousin's
that
dog, and
feeling.
she is a little
Yeah.
grumpy, and sometimes
I know that in human form.
she's normally really good, but sometimes she goes full on psychotic mode and just
Fair enough. So, I mean, no hard feelings
yeah.
about that.
Oh, that seems to be happening today. So
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, so
Not
Summer.
my computer wires.
So yeah, you give Rena the first hug in her entire life, and she doesn't necessarily like return the hug because that's not something she's really experienced with. So she just kind of like her arms are just sort of just hanging loose as you
It's
embrace
okay.
her. And do you say or do anything else?
You'll just tell Venna that it's okay. Also, how much taller is Venna than Summer?
Rena's 6 foot.
I assume this. Okay. You know what? Maybe Tobias's clothes will fit her to a degree.
That's what he offered when he was sane.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to go near that anymore. The left side might be
He was
holding some.
being nice.
Well,
I'd imagine the right side would try to help you, but the left side's fucking.
Love said, "Give me my clothes back, bitch."
Sounds like Freddy Krueger. He's like,
So that or maybe he half like he has one like two halves of one outfit or something.
oh, Tobias is gonna learn how to sew just to get to sewing.
Summer, how to teach me how to cross dress.
You want a skirt?
You do, so I look like a
I
pretty
can see what I can do.
Okay. But anyway, so you were saying so Rena is 6 foot, and then what were you? What else were you saying?
um, it's mainly like who she could pawn clothes off of to tailor.
Well, I mean that's a good question in terms of where you would like whose clothes you would get. Because when she was sort of introduced to you, she had exactly one outfit, and it's pretty much destroyed.
Yeah.
I think Rena could probably borrow some of Evelyn's clothes. Like we'll probably have to do some alterations, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
how much?
I'd
Like,
be willing
how
to
tall
share.
is Evelyn? Because Rena's 6 foot.
Evelyn's 5'10".
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's close.
Yeah.
Just take a bit of Sama's clothes and just make it longer to fit her.
Okay. Very sweet of you both. Um, so I would say if you want Summer, is there anything else you would want to do in the scene, or would you want to just kind of say like, like Summer takes Rena to go, uh, refit some of the old clothes to give her a new outfit?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So that's what you're doing, and then as for let's look at the list. So uh, Harrison's new character isn't in yet, but I will get you in by the end of the session, so don't worry. Um, so as for Martin, what would you like to be doing, if anything?
Sleeping and counting my blessings.
Glad I'm not as insane as the rest of these people.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Soon enough, I'll be the only normal one around here.
Okay, and then as for Gunny Horgus, what are you doing? Uh, so because you did reach out to Becker, and I was just wondering if there's anything else you would like to do before the crew like heads to Earth.
The only other thing I was going to do is talk to Rennie and see what her plans were, but somebody already did that.
Well, I mean,
And offer,
you can go seek Rena out, and you can talk to
yeah,
her.
and offer a position with the Steel Talons if she was interested.
Okay, so I would say uh, are you going to go try to find Rena, or are you going to summon her to you? Because you wouldn't
No, I'd
necessarily know
go
what she's
find
up to.
her.
Okay, so you
I,
find her in the midst of like Summer, and potentially also Evelyn if you would want to be in the scene.
Sure.
Okay, because I doubt you'd be talking to Two Face for 6 hours. Um, and yeah,
As fascinating as that might be,
yeah.
I'm gonna
You
pass on
talked
that one.
you talked to one side for 3 hours and the other side for 3 hours. Um, and so you and
Exactly.
Summer are basically refitting some old clothes and kind of like Frankensteining a uniform for Rena now that her scientist uniform is Fubar. And Horgus, you enter whatever room that they are doing that in, and um, Rena like sees you and politely greets you with a hello, Captain Armel.
Oh, wait. Let me open up that scene a little differently.
Oh, okay.
So when I come in, I see three ladies
Oh no.
chit chatting, right? So
Uh-huh.
I will step in and go,
Stand at attention,
and look.
ladies. No, sorry, what?
No, it looked very uh, awkward. Uh, I'm sorry to bug you. And like, is it like, are you guys having a ladies' moment, or is it all right to talk? And that's kind of where he's kind of tongue tied.
Horgus is socially awkward around women. Who knew?
That's hilarious. The complete opposite of
Hey,
Tobias. Well,
Captain.
no,
We're just we were just talking. Did you need something, man?
Well, you're doing clothes stuff, so that's awkward shit to him. So, um, uh, yeah, I wanted to speak to Rena, um, and see what her plans were for the future now that she doesn't have a home and I just want to make sure she's taken care of.
Um, are you saying that mainly addressing her, or are you saying that specifically to Evelyn?
I'm looking at all three of them because they're all
Okay.
standing together, right?
Yeah. So if I mean Rena, I guess pipes up and is saying that she well, first of all, she appreciates the the kindness that has been displayed to her, like first by Summer and Evelyn, and then by you, and she says that um her initial plan um was probably to stick around with the FBI, but she says that, as I said to Summer, that if you would like me to join your crew, I would be honored.
Oh, perfect then. That was what I was going to suggest. I mean, we're a little bit more physical, but so far, what we've seen, we may need somebody of your caliber to help. So I would definitely be interested in bringing you on as our science officer.
Yeah. She says that she would be glad to do so. Though she does say that the one condition she has for joining you is that she says that she's by no means a soldier. She's a pacifist by nature. So she does not want to be used as like a frontline merc or like a scout because that's not really
I
her
don't
area of
want to.
expertise.
I look her straight. I wasn't expecting that. You got the brains. I've got the might, so we don't need you for might. We've got enough might, but we'll need your brains for when we encounter things that we have no clue about.
And she says then we're in agreement then.
Alrighty. He says, well, you let me know what you need, and I'll make sure you have it.
And she says, thank you, Captain Armel.
He says, ladies, enjoy your time, and I head off and get the
Okay.
hell out of there.
Oh man, you know what?
And he trips over the threshold as he walks out.
And then it turns into
Oh
that
man,
moment
you know
from
what?
Drake and like
Cowboys
Drake
were
and
braiding each other's hairs.
yeah. Oh my God. And well, yeah, and that's how you recurl Rena's curly hair. And Horgastrip's like, I may have tripped, but that does not diminish the impact of this exit. Now you ladies carry on. Directly from Full Metal Jacket. Um, so, um, yeah,
I'm sorry,
I love
Tom.
it.
I had no idea I would have woken such a monster.
yeah. I mean, if you want me to knock it off, I will. I just find it very funny. So hopefully no
Well,
hard feelings there.
no, I think it's funny.
All right, cool. Um, so,
But
um,
you're seeing the like outside of combat, he's more normal. But when combat comes on, he is hyper focused and
okay, fair
his
enough.
training kicks in.
Fair enough. So anyway, Gunny Horgus leaves, and then I guess I'll offer, going full circle back to Evelyn, because you didn't initially say anything to Rena. Would you want to, or would you be content to close out just the scene?
I guess I would just say, after like the conversation that we have, I'll say, well, it's good to have you on board. I can't wait to work with you, Rena.
And she thanks you for, the kind words, and but doesn't really say anything else unless spoken to. So, okay, if that's the scene, then if everybody is ready to jump back to Earth, you guys, you can do that. And the journey, I believe, I'll reactivate stars in the Middle Heavens. Um, so that loaded fast. Okay, so from where you are here, it would take you, I think, with Vinny overcharging the engines, it would take you 5 days to, because that's 5 parsecs to get from GJ 682 or 682 to Seoul. So you make your way, back to, uh, you know, make your way back to Earth. You pilot because now you have a drop shuttle, so you can just kind of casually fly to where you need to go, and without, attracting scrutiny from people thinking that you're like unauthorized military or whatever. Mike, of course, like, sweet home Abigail, and like like runs aboard the drop shuttle to see his sister wife. Um,
Also, can I point out just how close this secret base was to Seoul?
I mean, several parsecs away, yes.
I mean,
And
that's really close.
so, like, what's your point?
No, I just find it unlikely that nobody knew about it.
I mean, the base wasn't registered on company star charts or in company records. The galaxy's a big place, so I mean, and not only that
Here's
is it was
oh, sorry.
um,
If it's such a big place, why plop down right next to Seoul?
because it's in independent space. The FBI has no jurisdiction there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
the reason
So,
why Becker hired you, like gave you a bonus to go out there and get Dr. Hemlock, is because,
yeah.
if it was
Okay.
in,
Got it.
yeah. So, um, so yeah, you guys make it to head down to Sweet Home Abigail. I mean Texas. Um, Mike books a cab back to go back to the farm. Um, and in the meantime, so you make your way. I mean, you have all the clearance stuff to be able to, get like bypass security with, Dr. Hemlock in tow. And yeah, when you make it to Becker's office, you actually hear, like two people laughing. You guys, so do you buzz? Do you buzz the office?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear Becker say, "Come in, come in." Um, and so you open the door, and Becker and Shelby are there, and they greet you, and they immediately notice Dr. Hemlock there, like like glaring at Becker and the Talons and stuff. It's like, so you brought him in, very nicely done. He says, Becker says, but first, I have one last order for you, and you guys are going to love this. And he says, watch this. And so he turns around to like a TV, uh, and basically plays. There was a news broadcast, that it was actually a press interview with Michael Bishop, the CEO of the company. And so he plays it, and Morning StarCraft 2 homage and bound. So you like cuts Bishop saying, "I can assure you that these slanderous accusations against the Weyland-Yutani Corporation are just that, accusations devoid of proof, nothing but delusional propaganda in the wake of the Frontier War, truthless words by a bunch of disillusioned colonists." And then a reporter, woman stands up and says, "Sir, Serena Vance, Interstellar News. Mr. Bishop, does the Weyland-Yutani Corporation still commit itself to having the best interests and well-being of its consumers at heart?" And Bishop says, "Absolutely, Miss Vance. The company has always committed itself to building better worlds, and we devote our research and technology to improving the lives of the settlers in the Middle Heavens." And then the reporter's like, "Then how would you describe this footage?" And basically what starts playing, like, on monitors around the press room, is footage, like a combination of like the cryotube footage taken by Gunny Horgus, which is why I asked you that. So it's a combination of footage provided by Rena and by Gunny Horgust. So all these like photos of like people in cryotubes being like human trafficked, and all the experiments going on in Dr. Hemlock's lab, and like all the xenomorphs and stuff. And so you hear the crowd murmuring and gasping, and like cameras start flashing, and Bishop's like, I won't stand for this. You jackals think you can come in here and question me? This interview was over." And he storms off. And and by this point, Becker and Shelby are still laughing. Uh,
I'd like to point out that that means that humanity now has seen xenomorphs. You
Well,
just
that
said
is
that.
that is true because, because here's the thing in canon is that, or at least if you take Aliens Fireteam Elite as canon, um, is eventually xenomorphs actually do become public knowledge. This could very well be that moment.
Oh, okay.
So by this point in the
Okay.
timeline, it has happened. So, or at least in the continuity of this game. So, but yeah, so I mean, people are seeing all these like, xenomorphs in cages being bred. I mean, they don't show footage of them being birthed, but they show like the xenomorphs in the labs, and like like different experiments that are being conducted on like all this stuff. So Bishop, he angrily storms off stage, and Becker, like stops the clip, and um, he
Man, don't you hate it when the consequences of your actions come back to bite you in the ass?
and then Becker, Becker just
Well, it did.
looks at Hemlock and grins at that, and saying like, I'll say, and he says, as for you all, he says that, like, well, he looks at you to kind of gauge your response.
I look at him and he goes, "Does he need to come in next?"
And he says that from what I'm hearing, there's a pretty big legal battle going on. Um, I'm talking like the company. I mean, has like several stories worth of lawyers, uh, and I mean, it's all out legal warfare by this point. Uh, and I mean, the aspect. I mean, it's basically, like I'm kind of fumbling with my words. Like the point is that right now it's kind of up in the air, but believe me, there are lots of legal charges against the company. Their stocks have not dropped completely to like bankruptcy levels, but dropped by 86% of their standard value. Um, so you guys did a tremendous blow to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation.
Nerds.
And until that CEO is taken out, they're number one target to me.
Yeah. So he says,
Oh,
well, I mean, either way, though, we managed to, I mean, with your help, and he says, and with yours, Jester and Arena, um, you like, I mean, we kind of unveiled the horrors that they've been doing. So, um, we might potentially not even have to do anything about them because I mean, just the reaction of the people knowing what Weyland Yutani has been doing could potentially do them in enough. But believe me, there will be like legal action against the company for this, so don't worry. And he says, as for you all, um, your work, our contract is fulfilled. You'll be paid your 5 mil. Uh, you get to keep the Accipiter, which, as a reminder, was that stealth dropship that you never used. Um, and he says that he'll give you a single favor to call in within reason, as in, like, for example, if you run afoul of the law in one of your operations and some deaths occur, he'll pull some strings to keep the marshals off your backs, but it can't happen twice.
Yep.
I've got a favor to ask.
What's the favor?
I'd like to get Tobias a different face.
Tobias,
So
is
really
Tobias even there?
cosmetic surgery.
Well, I mean, Tobias, would you want to be there?
I mean, I'd imagine as Tobias is like looking at all of you and is like, "It's even been a fucking day, and you guys are talking about my fucking face already. What the fuck is wrong with you?" That's not him. I mean, but still, I mean, Tobias sounds a bit offended.
Rightfully
I
so.
mean, we
But you guys have
discussed
no
similar
fucking taste,
things.
don't you?
We discussed similar things when August and God damn it, what's Arthur? I was like, what's Arthur's character's name? And I was like, I just answered
Arthur.
my own question. Yeah, we
Yeah.
discussed the same thing when they, Arthur got his arm blown off and Horgus got his leg blown off. So not being rude, it's just trying to get things done in a
Gus,
quick manner.
It's a
why
pretty.
the hell would you put your
It's a
own
pretty
out of
quick one.
context quote in the fucking?
Oh,
And if
I've
no
got it
one's gonna do
saved
it,
as
then
no
I
status.
will. Yeah, I know. I saw it as a status. I was
Yeah.
like, if it's not going, if it's gonna be in there, it might as well go in there. But Tobias is like, hasn't even been 24. How long has it been actually before I even make that? It's been like,
You had traveled. Let's put it this way. 12 hours, 5 days, and then another like 6 hours. So it's been about 6 days.
okay, well then he's like, literally hasn't even been a week that I. He starts like fucking like sighing. He's like, I guess he's right. As you hear like the whispering of like the left side of his, he's like, I fucking told you. I fucking told you these fucking animals. As he's like, shut up. As he's like
Are
looking
you
television,
doing
he's
it
like,
out? Are you talking out with like this, or are you
he
doing it internally?
Well, no, the whispering is to his ear, but Tobias is answering out loud, so it kind of looks like he's fucking insane. But basically, he's talking to
Looking.
himself while the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, you can interpret it however you want. But Tobias is basically talking to the left side of his face while it's whispering like sweet nothings in his ear, while also having the mask on. So he's basically trying to suppress whatever like voice is talking to him, and it's just like, look, look,
Um,
I will think about it.
okay,
It's
anyway, because I don't want this to get too long-winded. Um,
yeah, no, I
the
wanted to finish it.
but yeah, so Becker basically tells Shelby to go bring Hemlock into lockup for questioning. And he also offers if any well, he actually doesn't because there's something he brings up to that he wants the group to be aware of. He opens with a one other thing statement, and he says that while this is definitely a moment to rejoice, he's got a bit of bad news.
What's
Um,
that?
he says that he
Of
received
course.
word. What?
I said, of course, there's bad news.
Yeah.
After
He says he
Well,
receives
repeatedly
um,
once.
he received word that there was a transport that was delivering our friend, who calls himself the Joker, to his execution. Um, it was attacked, and Simmons was freed. And he says,
Immediately, oh no, oh
Oh,
no.
oh
Tobias
no.
is hearing this. You see his jaw drops, which kind of causes the mask to get loose. As it falls off his face, as immediately now that the left side is free, he's like, "I fucking told you."
so, but basically, but yeah, Becker explains that um, the neutral news at best is that the reports from the ship's mother unit and a marshal investigation on the ship indicate that the assailants actually weren't from the company. It was somebody else. Um, he says that they somehow knew that Simmons was on the ship and they freed him in particular, but who the people who freed him are, why they freed him, where they've gone is unknown. He says that basically Simmons is on the loose once more, and he warns you to watch your backs because he's out there somewhere potentially plotting his revenge.
Alrighty.
And what I want
Is it-
somebody to do is I want uh, somebody to make a manipulation roll, and this is basically kind of for a piece of extra information.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
I was. Oh, I want Tobias to react, but I want to wait until after everything is done.
Yeah, because you might get an
This
extra piece of
isn't a misstep
information.
after all.
So
Yeah,
Does
I want to
manipulation.
wait.
anybody,
I-
who, Horgust, um, does anybody have manipulation that wants to help Horgust?
No.
Let me just
I
double
have
check
none.
if Rena has
Let
it.
me check.
I think I have it.
Yeah, you do definitely. Rena has 1 point of manipulation. Martin has
I also have a
one.
point of manipulation.
Okay, so you get up to +3.
Alright, that's no other modifiers?
No, this isn't necessarily like an opposed manipulation. It's just kind of like to see if you get a little bit extra information, which you do.
Ooh,
Um, so
nice.
you basically, Becker actually mentioned, like he, sort of murmurs something about the assailants, mentioned something about recovering the Dark Phoenix, who's assumed to be Simmons, and bringing him along with them to a voyage to what they called perfect space. And he's saying that other than that, there was nothing like other than that, there's nothing that stands out like that line does, and the assailants were unrecognizable by face and voice. But yeah, somebody, yeah, and it just as a recap, yeah, somebody called Simmons the Dark Phoenix, and we're taking him to perfect space.
What the hell?
What the hell, indeed.
What in
Uh,
the graphic shit is this, man?
I really want to have
Oh.
Tobias say something.
Well, I mean, now you can that the
Yeah, no.
the news has been dropped.
The bad side of Tobias is immediately going to take over. He's like, "This is exactly what I'm here for." As he starts like talking to Tobias, and it's like, "See, I told you. There's a reason. There's a reason. That fucking animal. He's out. He's loose. You have to get rid of him. I have to get rid of him." As at this point, you can actually hear it out loud. As that's what the bad side of Tobias is saying to both him and everybody else. kind of trying to defend himself as to like, we're not getting plastic surgery until Simmons is gone.
Oh God. So it's like that then.
Man, you
Yeah.
didn't talk to Horkus, did you? Like I asked you.
Well, I never got to because we immediately jumped to being here.
That is true. That's a failing on my part.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, you can. I mean, but you're gonna have like some pretty sizable downtime, so you will get a chance to talk to him. So if you so
No
choose,
worries. I mean, yeah, that's fine. But now
talk to him or have
Tobias is
counseling from
adamant on the
Rena or
fact.
whoever else.
Yeah, I mean, now though Tobias is adamant, like Tobias's bad side is like adamant on like, yeah, no, I'm not leaving anytime soon. Fuck all of you. He's like, I'm here to stay.
So I'm here to kill Simmons. So yeah, that's your new
Many
personal
interventions.
agenda, isn't it? Kill Simmons.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like Tobias has two personal agendas. Get rid of Big Bad Tobias, and Big Bad Tobias's and thing is kill.
I'm here to kill Simmons and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Oh, funny.
I was waiting for someone to say it, but I had to say it myself. So nobody did.
Look, this is a prime example. If no one else can do it, you got to do it yourself.
Let me ask you guys this. Based on that, do you think that's story point worthy for that joke that made everybody laugh?
I
Oh, yeah.
would say so.
All right.
Yeah.
So Evelyn, you get a story point for that because that shit was funny. I'm here to
Thank
kill
you.
some. Oh my God. I'm here to kill some.
I'm gonna put that in quotes. That's got to be memorialized.
Yeah, no, that definitely has got to go in there. I'm here to kill some. Okay, so story point award. You got that information from Becker. Becker asks you, is there anything else that you all would like to discuss?
Did you have plans for Brenda? Because I offered her a position with the Steel Talons, and she is interested in staying with us. I just wanted to confirm and make sure it's okay with the FBI.
Becker says, "Yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, if she wants to do that and you would like to have her aboard, she's more than welcome to join you."
All right.
He says,
So,
"Granted,
well,
at
you
some
have our
point
card.
we might need to, get her hooked up with, like, well, actually, no, Becker, I don't, actually, no, if he read over the information that Rena gave, he actually would know that she's a clone. So, he said that granted, we might need to, actually get her hooked up with, proper ID since this is somewhat of a unique situation for her. But other than that, it shouldn't be a problem, and she's more than welcome to stay with you."
All right, perfect. And I say, well, you have our contact information. If ever you need us,
Yeah, you've got
just
mine.
let us know. Yep.
So actually says,
Tobias, before they leave, actually, I almost forgot to mention this. He would look over to Beck and say, "I do have one thing I want to say. This is normal, Tobias. Don't worry.
Okay, and he says, what would that
It's
be?
regular bias.
This is normal, Tobias. Don't worry. I gotta specify every now and then before I start speaking. But yeah, he's like, I'm gonna need to stay in touch with you personally."
And Becker says, "Okay, I mean, you have my information, my contact information, and I have yours."
Indeed, and he's like, "I would like to help with the search for Simmons more personally than others. It seems that whatever afflictions I may have might be helped by killing the menace, the stain on humanity. That is the thing that I created."
Oh my God.
And this is Tobias. Basically, Tobias has kind of admitted that he helped create Simmons, kind of. As
I need to
he's
right
like
the
over
wrong I
pride.
committed to the middle heavens. I need to kill Simmons.
Yes, he's like, I need to exterminate the thing that has been a pain in my side for too long.
Oh my
Box
God.
the balls of life that is Simmons.
Oh my God.
And the bad side of Tobias is basically to have been a Palpatine. He's like, yes, good. He's like fucking. This is
Embrace
good.
your hate, Tobias.
Embrace it. Yeah, and with that, Tobias is like putting the mask back on. He's like, "All right, that's enough out of you."
Oh my god. Okay, so Becker, he's kind of surprised and at a loss for words about Tobias's duality, and he says, "Very well, carry on." Um, and okay, so with that resolved, so you guys, just as a reminder, you get $5 million for your, double pay. You get the accipiter still, which I still need to add that as an item on your sheet if you guys actually plan to use that thing. And then, obviously you get like a favor from Becker. So now we've got the downtime, and for, let's see, I know Horgus had a big shopping list. Which, do you want to share that with the group so everybody knows what you want to get?
Yeah, hold on a second. Favorite.
So let me see.
Becker. All right, so I'll put it in here. This is everything we're doing. If everybody's cool with it. So everybody would get 500,000. If you need more, there's still more there, but I know for me, I don't have anything to buy that's more than $500,000. If it's more than that, it should come out of party money in my book.
Yeah.
So we would.
I'll put half of what I made into the team fund.
Okay, so you're putting 250,000 and keeping 250,000 for yourself.
Yes,
Okay.
I need.
Is Two Face going to do the same thing? Because divide it by two.
Tobias actually is like, if I would, well, the nice one is like, he acts nicely, like, I'm not gonna lie, for my personal project, I'm gonna need all the money I can get, if you can understand.
Oh dear God.
Okay, so as for what everybody's going to be doing in downtime, because you're going to have, I mean, obviously it's going to take a while to uh, get all the upgrades done to both the Avalanos and the Joker's Wild. Um, so you're doing that. So we'll focus on, I mean, and Horgus, I believe you said during downtime you would want to be trying to make like contacts and see if you can find any people to potentially get jobs from in the future.
Correct.
Okay, so do me a manipulation roll to see how successful you are at that. And because you didn't use your, uh, I would say you would basically probably, hold on, does you, oh, in this case, because you actually rolled manipulation very well for once, I'll say that you would get, like, because you only used one stunt, you would get a +2.
Okay.
That's not technically raw, but I'm willing to reward that. Do you want to push?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm going to not push and use as a command. Is that what we could do?
Well, no, you have to use, if you're talking about the Born Leader talent, you have to roll, it's if you roll command, you can use manipulation, not the other
Oh,
way
I
around.
had it backwards. Okay, sorry.
So if that, yeah. Okay, so you succeed. Like I said, I don't have the information on who exactly you would find, um, but rest assured that basically you did succeed. So I will. Hold on, right? Is there a? Do I have a game notes? I'll write it. I'll make that handout right now.
I also put it in my description box because where I keep my important
Yeah.
stuff.
Did we ever end up getting one of the PR put uplink terminals?
I don't know if you did, but hold on a sec.
What's a PR uplink terminal?
Built in. It's like a. It allows for remote control. It's like a remote control spacecraft. I think it's for
Yeah, you
like.
can remote control everything
Me.
ranging from APCs to dropships to spaceships.
Mhm.
And that would go on the big ship?
No, that's something you carry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's definitely get that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the items and I was like, ooh,
Yeah, that could
Uh,
help you. So speaking of which, for shopping, you guys, if you want to peruse the markets, as a reminder for like the black markets, that's a manipulation roll to a manipulation or comtech of -2 to find it. I need to repopulate the items though. So hold on, where is the clear? I already repopulated the um whatchamacallit, the civilian market.
Why did the token make it so big?
That's fine.
I probably
Uh,
need to update Tobias's token now.
Oh yeah, you do.
yeah. We'll do that later though.
No worries.
So okay, so Horgus is that during the time that you are doing that, you'll eventually make one contact, which we'll get into soon enough. So I'm going in reverse order this time. So Martin, is there any particular scene or scenes that you would like to have during this downtime?
No, I think Martin is gonna go. Um, I mean, no, not that I can think. I can't think of a single thing that Martin is doing other than the regular job that he does.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
I mean, are we on? I mean, we're on Earth, right?
yeah, you
So
guys are chilling in Seoul.
okay, well, he's gonna visit his home area
Okay.
and just hang out with a couple of old friends, and then
Oh,
come
cool.
back.
All right, that sounds good. So, and also the markets are open, so if anybody wants to buy anything from like the civilian market or the UA market or well, the UA market as a reminder, I would need somebody to do a manipulation roll to find it at -2, manipulation or contact at -2, if you want to do that. But we'll get to respective PCs in a sec. So Martin, while it's on you and Gunny Horgust, would either of you want to buy anything?
No, man, I've got I've got everything I need. I've got a Flammenwerfer, and I've got a big ass gun. So
Yeah, well, you got plenty of big ass guns. Um,
that is the only thing that I might need is maybe um, reloads for the Flammenwerfer.
Yeah, you could get those from the civilian market. Has wow, there are 8 Flemmenwerfers in stock, so that's or not eight Flemmenwerfers, 4 in stock and 8 reloads. So just keep that in mind. So
Can I buy
yeah,
8 reloads?
yeah, if you want to. Remember the cost is 5% of the weapon, so that's so the weapon is $2,000. So whatever 5% of 2,000 is times 8, and then you can add those reloads.
Okay, hold on. Hulk.
wait, are you talking about the flamer guns?
Yeah, the heavy incinerator unit.
Well, don't take all 8,
Well, how many do you
because
want to buy?
Why not?
Horgus uses the flamer now too. I'm gonna switch to the flamer because that thing's nasty. I did
Well,
much better
what
damage with
makes
the
you think
flamer.
I'm gonna keep them all for myself?
Well, seeing as this game, we can only on the planet Earth. There's only
Projection?
8 reloads of the fucking
Well,
flamer
no, no, no,
on the
no, hold on,
planet
hold on.
Earth.
Remember, on in the now in the three world empire market, there like in the black market, there's well, I need to repopulate that as well, so there might actually be more reloads. And what I'll do in this case, the amount of time you're spending there, I'll do it twice. But we'll wait until everybody has um bought their stuff. Oh wow, it's 3 fucking reloads again. Okay. Anyway, um, so. But if you were getting from the Three World Empire, it'd be more expensive. Anyway, so let's see. So you guys are shopping. So Summer, what would you like to be doing?
It's
Oh, sorry.
so can we
Napa leaf.
I'll write it up.
Well, what would you like to do, Martin?
I
Well, I was going to say 8 reloads is 800. So
Okay.
and I'm gonna put 5 reloads in the common whatever it is.
Okay, in the ship's like cargo hold.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. And so, Summer, what would you like to do?
I want to buy Napa leaf
Okay.
and
Uh,
divvy it up
this,
between us.
yeah. So the civilian market has 5, or currently has 5.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll do one reroll. After you guys have bought whatever you want.
Dude, we've
He-
got 7 characters. In one fight, we can go through 7 of them. We've got to be able to find more than
Again, I will
the
re-roll
map.
and we'll see what there's more. But like
I mean, we're
like a
spending a
Keith,
month looking for it. That's the thing I want. I'm thinking like a case of it, not 7. Just to bog, so we don't bog and have to do this every time.
well, the
Uh,
problem is I'm trying to
we've
prevent
got
you like
$10 million, dude. I
We've
mean,
still got
we've got more money than we could buy. It doesn't matter. Napoli isn't gonna change anything.
well, I mean, if you have like
You're nickel and diming dumb shit that just bogs the game down. Just say we buy it and move on.
okay, well, how much do you want to buy?
You know, I was thinking like 30.
Okay, so what? Let's see,
That way,
30 times 20 is what?
Let me do it.
Is
Let me do it.
$600. So fuck, just to
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see like rare guns and things like that, or
Okay,
but
well, in the case of all
Napoli
right,
and just basic ammo. Just say we can get it. I mean, it's just
well, if I
dumb.
don't
There's
set some
like
kind of
dumb.
limit on like ammo, for example, then you will never have to worry about ammo again, which is kind of contrary to the game. Nap relief, like nap relief, I'll give you that in terms of its, like a pharmaceutical kind of item. Um, like I mean, like I said, I'll cap it, for example, like right now at 30. $600, you can buy 30.
Right. But what I'm saying is there's unlimited, sort of like unlimited ammo. We've got a massive ship that can store a ton of shit. So the what is limiting factor is what you can carry. So when we go on planet, we don't have the unlimited ammo. We only have what we carry. That's where it becomes more limiting. I mean, we've got now we're going to be hiring 4 more people plus all these people. 3 reloads for 20 people. It doesn't. That's where you're limiting the wrong thing. It's what you can carry. And carrying is a pain in the ass because you can't carry much. So you're really limited there when you go in the actual combat. That's where it becomes
I mean,
more
is that something?
limiting.
Well, I mean, is what he's describing? Is that something that everybody wants to do?
To me, it makes sense. I mean, I can see where he's coming from because it's one thing to have like a stockpile of weaponry and all that, but it's another thing to actually carry like fixed amount of things into combat. Because no matter how much you're gonna have stockpile, you can't carry your entire arsenal.
That is true. I mean, so is that
Yeah.
something that the rest of you? Okay, so that's 3.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Example with pack mule, Zombie could technically be carrying extra ammo for everyone else, but she still has her limit.
Okay.
Right, I've got pack mule, and I still struggle with
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's something
carrying
you guys
everything.
all agree with, I mean, just like, I mean, you'll still have to buy the ammo, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like,
I
I'll.
mean, I understand that because yeah, it does I guess start to become a little with at least the basic ammo. I mean, maybe it could be something like if you are a more because everyone's mercenary, so maybe if it's like you know if you get like a license or something, it might be easier to acquire certain
The,
hardware.
the,
But
the what I'm thinking is that like I mean obviously basic ammo is like pretty basic, but like obviously like with the idea of like like ammunition and probably military equipment would probably be a lot harder to come by. But at the same time, like at this point, we have a lot of fucking money.
I know. That's what I'm like.
We have a stupid amount of money.
I'm willing to just say, here's $1 million. I make a connection with a weapon, an armorer, and he supplies us with what we need for basic crap. And and not worry about this crap. You know what I mean? I pay to do it $1 million, and I don't have to deal with this shit
Okay.
for
I
basic stuff.
I mean,
I
if
mean,
that's what you guys agree, if that's what everybody agrees with, then that's what we'll do. I'm here to please. Um.
Makes
yeah.
the most sense, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
For
So.
yeah,
for basic or basic weapon stuff like flamers or rifles, but not like missiles and shit like that. Missiles and stuff and
Yeah.
heavy stuff that really needs to. I could see you limiting that because that's not easy to get. But
Yeah.
basic ammo.
or
Okay.
like the smart gun ammo and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to open up at least some, like the more like the pulse rifle ammo to being
Okay.
just
So, well,
easier
like I
to
said, what
get.
I'll do, I mean, I'll still kind of trying to think of a way like, to like how much you could get at a time.
I'm willing to say here's $1 million. We have a contact, and our ship is supplied with those ammo. So when we're back in our ship, we can resupply.
Okay. Well, how?
And I'll pay you so much. eh, You'd say, all right, it's time to pay the armor. I pay the armor,
Okay. Well, here's what I'm
and
thinking
keep
is
it
that
simple.
if you want to simplify it, maybe I'm not sure how balanced this is. You basically have as much ammo as you can carry, or as you like want to carry. So that way you don't have to worry about like, okay, there's 30 reloads in the ship kind of deal. Like basically what you have on your person is what you have, but if you go back to your ship, you can get more ammo.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, then that's what we'll do.
That
So
our ship
basically,
is an armory that we
yeah,
don't have to keep track of
yeah, because I
crap
haven't been like for
crap
example,
stuff.
even since the start, I haven't been keeping track of like food and stuff. So I would say ammo is the same thing, especially in like Colonial Marine style games where like you're supplied by the military. You're on a fucking warship that has a like you can like in Colonial Marine style games, at least in the operations manual, you can carry as much ammo as you want. Like there is no limit on how much ammo you're allotted.
Yep.
So I'm going to say the same thing for this because this is basically like a Colonial Marine style game where you guys have operational freedom. So knock yourselves out. Okay, with
Okay.
that addressed, um, so Martin was visiting his peeps. Summer, what would you like to be doing RP wise?
Um,
Be right back.
could I technically take Vanna clothes shopping?
You could.
But I'm gonna take a clothes shopping and have her like choose out like an accessory or two what she likes. Maybe some different frames for her glasses, new sunglasses.
Okay. Um, she is just as confused as I am, perhaps more so, but she plays along. Um, she like the glasses that she has. I mean, she probably, um, at least in terms of her art, she'll still have the same glasses that she does.
Yeah,
But she, like in terms of clothes, like she doesn't really like her mindset. She immediately goes for what's more practical, like which, like like she doesn't pick like fancy, cute outfits. She just picks like, okay, this has the most pockets for storage equipment, like kind of thing.
yeah, that's fair.
So
So she doesn't have like hand-me-downs from other people. So she
yeah,
has her own wardrobe.
yeah.
Essentially, the mindset.
Okay. So she does that. Like she gets that clothes, like those outfits, and um, and it like she thanks you for doing this for her, and says that she genuinely appreciates it, though she's still a bit confused of why Summer and everybody else are being so kind to her because it's just not something she's used to.
That's because you were treated like an object.
Like shit.
We're treating you like a person.
Even even the mentally insane are treating you more fairly than
Well, I
whatever
mean,
the
what
fuck
she
Hemlock is to you.
yeah, well, whatever. What she says is that kind of not deliberately putting herself down, but like she says that I mean I was told many times that because and legally it's technically true that because I was conceived by the company, I am technically company property.
Well, the company is gonna
And
be
we'll
no
just have
more.
to.
So
Yeah, I was about to say
you're
that we'll just have
free.
to get rid of the company.
Yeah. We just gotta demolish the company. But here you're free.
And then we have to demolish every threat to our safety. We must kill
Sevens.
Sevens. Yes. After that, then we shall know we will be safe.
Just imagine Tobias is there going shopping with trying to
Tobias is.
like arguing
I was
with
ima-
his left side of what to
I'd
get.
imagine that Tobias is probably gonna limit how much he goes outside. He's probably gonna stay inside. He's plotting right now. But I was actually gonna be like, when it gets to my turn, I'll do something with
Yeah.
Horgus because
Yeah. So yeah, because we were going to talk about that. So but so Summer, so let me recap. So you were saying like what was the last thing you said?
um, they treated you like an object. Here, we're treating you like we're free from the company, your own person.
Yeah. She kind of
Leave
like
at any time you want.
well she says I mean I you know she wouldn't leave because she has nowhere else to go.
Well, that's okay. If any opportunities pop up that you want to take them.
And she says that she would probably honestly want to stick with the Steel Talons on the grounds that number one, as you're saying, that you've actually treated her monumentally better than anybody else has, and she's saying that she's not sure she could you know get that kind of treatment from anybody else, and let alone the fact that she
Oh,
just doesn't have like the skills or world experience to be able to make it on her own. So
it's okay. We could always teach you.
Yeah. We're one messed up little family that looks out for each other.
Yeah, and we're always accepting more as long as we have the space.
well, you have a giant warship that can accommodate like God knows how many fucking people. So um, and I
Exactly.
mean, Gunny Horgus was already planning on hiring more people, and then we've got Harrison's new character coming in very soon. Um, so, um, well, Rena just kind of, I mean, she she still has a very sort of neutral, sort of innocent expression on her face, but you can tell from kind of her body language, she's kind of, not necessarily like sort of she's usually on like you would notice visibly that she's usually very on edge and like at like kind of essentially standing at attention like back straight and stuff, but she seems a little more relaxed
Mhm.
now. Um, so
Oh,
there's some progress to be made there. So and then we now cut over to Two
uh,
Face. What? Or sorry, what?
real real
What's
quick.
up?
Summer would ask, like, suggest Vanna to try on one dress just to see her reaction,
Well,
just to
Rena
see
just
how
has
she
like a
takes it.
very very confused look and saying, "Why do you want me to do that?"
Because I believe it would look very cute on you.
And there's just like
We don't have to get it.
audible silence from Brenna, and like you just hear the usual like background noise of a mall, and she's just staring at you like just in silence.
oh, that's almost enough to even out Joker's heart if he had one.
Uh, oh,
Even
if
me
he
once. That's all I require.
That's all that's needed for this transaction.
and
Yes.
she reluctantly says, well, she says, well, I mean, you purchased all these other outfits for me. I suppose I should do this one favor for you.
Okay.
So do you have a photo of the outfit or better yet, artwork of the outfit that you would put her in?
I'm gonna grab it real quick.
Okay.
Where is it?
Whoever's directing this is a master of suspense.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it because, like,
To
here
all
it is.
the loyal
Simple,
fans will be tuning
cute.
in once this video is posted.
What now?
See, it's just making a joke that, oh, to everyone who watches in the future. See, we aren't all
There you go.
heartless, crazy people who just like to kill people. Sometimes we are very
Yeah,
very sweet and
Yeah. So now that's a very
something
cute
modest.
dress.
In the public
Yeah.
domain,
heartwarming.
but
So
Yeah.
Rena steps out of the like the dressing room wearing the dress and just doesn't really like, yeah, like she's not like all, cheerful, like she's the far cry from the cheerful, like how does this look kind of, like she just walks out and she's just sort of standing there like with a very dull expression on her face just staring at Summer.
Same.
Oh, what Tobias posted?
Yeah.
but as if we were normal.
Like, let me find the exact kind of pose that Rena has. Alright, because basically, um, so like, so basically, this guy's pose on the left, because the aliens, like, he's just kind of like that's
Posted, just chilling, just big chilling, just with the dress on.
yeah, like she
Yeah.
just has her arms draped and her head at a slight tilt, and she's just staring at Summer while wearing this
It looks.
lovely
Oh
dress.
my god! It reminds me of a video of a kid at the beach who's like, "I don't know how to swim." This shit was so funny. Oh god, it'll give me an actual heart attack. Oh
You
uh,
been hitting the hemlock toxin again?
shit,
same.
bro! I'm doing the. I got
Doing
the
the hemlock
hemlock
shake.
shake. Yeah, I'm doing the hemlock shake. My heart got the jitters.
And then
Uh,
finally, after a moment of silence, Rena asks, "Why did you want me to wear this again?"
because it looks very cute on you. You're cute. Uh, will you let me do something real quick? And I like offer her hands to Vanna.
And Rena looks at your hand and she says, "What do you want to do?"
Okay. I'm going to show you how to twirl.
Okay. That's me laughing out of character, not Rena. But she does say twirl.
Yes. Twirl.
Um, she reaches her arm, moves her arm forward and takes Summer's hand.
She will gently take Vanna's hand and then she will uh slowly twirl her. So like she isn't like so it isn't like sudden.
Yeah, good, very good call.
Just to like yeah. Just to like show her like the movement of the dress. Gotta put a little bit more fun in there.
Yeah, where's that SpongeBob clip? What is fun? Because that's Rena. So,
F
but
is for friends who kill stuff together.
F is for friends who kill Simmons.
Oh, that's the end. That's what fun is.
Fun is killing Simmons.
Trust me,
It's all the fun
it's
you'll
gonna
never.
be
It's all the
entertaining.
fun you'll ever have. All you have to do is
Yeah.
kill Simmons.
hmm
So anyway, but so you're twirling Rena, and she asks, "What is the point of this?"
It's for fun.
Fun.
Yeah. Like, dancing. People do that for fun.
And she sort of, sort of reluctantly says, "Right. Well, maybe at some point you'll have to show me that because I'm unfamiliar."
That's alright. I don't mind.
All
Sure
right. So
you'll
sorry, what?
experience it. Sure you'll experience it with our little group.
Yeah. The Steel Talons, like, like one of those like charity dance to save the whatever foundation.
Yeah.
Save the giant
Dirty
space
Dan
locust
save,
foundation.
Save the Simmons Victim Foundation. Somehow Simmons is always involved.
Yeah, no, this is like the Steel Talons dance off.
Yes.
This is the way. Love to see it.
Um, so, but yeah, so yeah, yeah, you have homework, Summer. Teach Rena to dance.
Yep.
Um, so, uh, yeah, and then she's you know, like, and then closing out the scene, she says, "Now may I take this dress off?"
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay, and then she goes
Go
back
back
into
to
the
the changing room.
changing room. Okay. Um, she's savvy enough to know not to undress in the middle of the fucking, in the mall.
He immediately just says, "Get this shit off me!"
Yeah, no, it's like Hex's arm. Oh, get it off, and like pries his arm off and it just burns away. So yeah, fancy dresses on Rena are like holy water on Simmons.
Starts
It's like
hissing.
putting a pig in a wig. It doesn't really work the way you think.
Yeah. Okay, so they're doing that, and then so in terms of the like last two PCs, so uh, I'll jump to Evelyn because I'm not sure. Like I think your scene potentially might be shorter than Two Face and Horgus. So what would you like to do during the spree of downtime?
I will be doing some shopping because there are a couple things I'm gonna pick
Okay.
up. But besides like the shopping, just checking in with family and just
Okay.
having some like nice like downtime for once.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of
We are
family, man, my been spending a lot of time on the farm.
oh boy, I tell you what, I'm gonna go spend some time with Mike and the Reynolds clan. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Oh boy,
you don't want to end up on the farm, or you're gonna be intertwined with the Reynolds. Mike's
love it.
reuniting with all of his hillbilly brothers, the Reynolds brothers.
That are
Thomas,
also his uncles.
well, they're also well, they're his brothers, his cousins. I think one of them might be my son.
But he also
My
might be
my,
my
uh,
brother.
my brother, cousin, nephew type.
It is the South after all. Anyway, so that's what you're doing is you're just kind of checking in on family and shopping and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and
So one of the things I want to pick up is the PR put uplink terminal.
is there one
It
in stock?
price is showing up undefined. Yep, it's
Oh
showing up.
yeah,
It's
well, it's
showing up
because like I said, the
undefined.
fucking guy put the dollar sign in front of some of the items and not in the
Yep.
other. So the PR put, I think you can click on the name and it'll tell you how much it costs. Oh yeah, it's $9,000.
9,000.
Yeah, so just
Uh,
buy. Sorry, what?
and I, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's fine.
I also want to pick up one of the ID-23 underbarrel incinerator units that I don't see that there are any in stock. Does that mean I can't
Um,
pick up one?
yeah, I would say in the case of like so, based on our discussion earlier, I would say while ammo is something you could easily obtain, weapons I feel like it's fair to have those in limited stock.
Okay.
It's easier to churn out ammo than it is to manufacture like military weapons. Um, so in this case, what I'll do though is because like I said, there'll be two different roles. Um, I will like or two different sets of stuff. I'm going to re-roll the Three World Empire market, and ooh, you are in luck because there are plenty of ID 23s.
Nice.
So you can actually swap out the underbarrel grenade launcher and the pulse rifle and get an ID 23. And I don't know if you can
Yep.
buy it or not, but yeah, you should be able to buy it because it's the price is in the thing.
Third World Empire.
Yep.
Armor.
Because the Royal Marines have that fucking underbarrel flamethrower on their NSG 23 rifles. So, anyway, and then
Okay. I need to buy the rifle then.
Sure. Well, no. You don't need to buy the rifle. The flamethrower can mount on the pulse rifle.
Oh, I'm looking. I looked right under it and didn't see it. Apparently, I'm blind today.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the rule of thumb is that there are half as many reloads for it.
Well, like I
as
said,
it
we're
is
not
ammo.
worrying about the actual reloads. Like basically, it's as many reloads as you can carry. So, like based on what we all agreed on, is that you don't have to buy a bunch of reloads. It's just like your ship is stocked with enough reloads, and you can, um, like basically like you effectively have an infinite supply, but the catch is that you're limited by how many you can actually carry. So you have to buy the actual weapon, but in terms of, don't worry about the ammo. So,
Yep.
um, is there anything else you want to buy?
And I will put. Nope. I just have to put the uplink terminal in my sheet before I forget to.
Yeah.
And deduct my money. There it is. I'm truly becoming the eye in the sky on some things, especially with getting the uplink terminal.
Yeah,
But
especially
I
because
love
it
it.
uses contact,
Hmm.
so you're just the person
Cool.
to fly it. And then last, in terms of RP in this downtime, we'll cut to uh, Tobias talking to Horgus if you want to do that, and then we'll jump to our mission, which will be when Harrison's character gets introduced. Which, speaking of, sorry for the delay.
All right. So Tobias, having gotten cleaned up and probably got an actual set of clothing that wasn't covered in fucking gore, viscera, whatever the fuck the Hemlock shake produces from his body, he fucking he goes to visit Horgust. And with the somewhat respect that the right side of his face produces, he knocks on the door.
All right, commit.
See Tobias coming in with the mask on and what seems to be uh the top of his uniform, like his old uniform, and like some like bottoms or something. As he says, "I need to speak to you, sir."
Sure, sit down. How you feeling?
Uh, I could be better. I
How could
wanted
you
to
be?
talk. Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, he says I could be better, but I wanted to talk to you about the situation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, as all of you have seen. He says as he takes off his mask.
Yeah, I heard that you took that burning in the face. Yeah, I'm sorry.
As the left side of his face is like, yeah, don't mention it. It was his blessing.
Horgus looks
No,
at you with like a concerned look. Are you okay?
I I feel split. I don't think I'm right in the head, but I feel like this is both a blessing and a curse. And the bad side of his face is this. That's right. Though curse is a strong statement, don't you think, buddy? As he elaborates by saying, "I was very adamant. Once I heard what the FBI and Becker said, I realized that he might have a point. I could I could use this, but at the same time, if I start to go off the deep end, I want you to promise me something.
Oh, what is that?
You won't hesitate to get me help. And if I do hesitate or I become an issue to the team, you have my full permission to deal with me any way you can. Either be it forcing the team to fucking hold me down, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if I become a problem to this team, past the point of no return, then I don't wanna hurt anybody needlessly. That is not something I want.
I understand. Would you be willing to talk to somebody that might be able to help? Be at least to control your urges.
Rena.
Maybe. He says I feel like I could talk to somebody, but at the same time I don't You know, I at the same time he says like covering my face and limiting how much he says does help. But as time goes on, you know, he influences me. As Tobias starts to mention that even in his sleep, that he's constantly awake and keeps talking to him. Like, you know, basically the left side of his face and like, you know, probably the left side of his brain is like constantly fucking like hyperactive and active. And so he's always like constantly like talking to himself in his sleep. So it's been hard to sleep for him, but he's managed. As he says, I feel like talking would help, but I feel like I could use this newfound uh newfound how do I say it? Identity. He says, as for once, the left side of his face is actually quiet, but he does have like a smirk, almost like this is exactly what he wanted.
Gee, yeah, that's not meta at all.
I mean, to be fair, he's like fucking, he's just smirking. He's like, got that right. As he actually he says, you know, I did that to weaken you, but I'll lay off for a bit. You know, it's a courtesy that you're being so cooperative. As oh, I was just trying to wave him off. He's like, he can say some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well, if I can get you some help, will you talk to him while we're here on Earth and waiting for all our repairs?
Possibly, but I don't want to be seen outside.
Well, what are you planning on doing when we go on missions?
Yeah,
Well,
very
missions
important.
is different. Well, missions are different, but I don't want to be seen on Earth to the public where he basically says like normal people or like he doesn't want normal people to see him, but his enemies he doesn't give a fuck. As if anything, this
Well,
probably looks more intimidating.
we are going to be taking missions on planets where there's people.
And that can't be helped. But if it can be, then I will try to prevent as many people from seeing what I am. It's just like I'm not comfortable with just walking around like this. I mean, to be fair, what would you think if you saw me walking around just aimlessly or just walking around normally? You know that you'd at least feel some kind of discomfort at my face. I'm not gonna sugarcoat any of that shit. I mean, you know, I kind of got a glimpse of exactly what you guys kind of thought, but at the same time, he's like, I'll excuse that. I know it's in a couple few days, but
But
honestly, like,
you do realize you're not the only one that this has happened to, right?
of
I've
course,
seen
but
many burns. I mean, just look at my leg. I mean, yeah, you might not see it as often as your face, but there are people out there that have been burnt like this in fights and in combat and war.
it
I've
hasn't
seen it myself,
resulted. It has resulted in your personality being split right down the middle.
and that's why you need to talk to somebody because that's not normal.
Exactly, but at the same time, he might be useful. Which is why I say, allow me a chance to use him and finally deal with the mistake I caused so many years ago. And then after that, I'll see to get help. And then Tobias mentioned something that, you know, he's like, honestly, I feel like my time is coming. And after I deal with Simmons and do my rounds, I'm thinking of possibly retiring.
Already.
He says, I appreciate you guys taking me on when you guys did. I was in a bad place. And it seems that, again, I'm in an even, you know, deeper hole than once I started. But please be patient with me.
Already.
Okay, so is that the end of that scene?
Thank you. Yes, I'll say that's the end of that scene.
Okay, so, um,
Hey, hey, Cody. I
what's
do
up?
have one role play scene.
Sure, what do you have in mind?
So when I pick up my Terra truck, I make a call to Mike and say, "Wait, let me finish before you start laughing." I call Mike and I tell him I need him to go pick up this truck and bring it to the west of um, Yuma, Arizona. I said we need to go test this truck out.
Martha, oh, terror
So
trip, man,
we're
Commander,
gonna
come
go
in.
we're gonna go ride the dunes for a day and try out this truck.
So basically, the snow, like the skiing in the woods scene from Interstellar Marines, but all right, in Steel Talons, instead of high risk mercenary ops, yeah, we're going dune riding in a fucking monster truck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then like all the way out there, yeah, Mike screaming, come on, man, here we go. Dune coming in, and then just like jumping over fucking dunes with this massive truck, and then like it jumps in front of the sun, like fucking like the bike riding in front of the moon in ET.
Yep.
So
And then when we're done, I look at Mike and say, Mike, you're my personal driver when we're driving this. So it's your job to keep this thing updated and ready to go when needed.
and I thought, copy that, Commander. This is gonna be fun. Um, okay, so uh, that happened. I wasn't expecting that, but holy,
were you? I told you he was gonna be my personal
I
driver,
know
man.
that, but I wasn't expecting you to go for a test ride in the desert.
Yeah, hell yeah, in the desert, baby.
So,
I've wanted to,
um,
every time I drive to San Diego or L.A. You go right through it, and I always want to go. Damn, I just want to go drive on that shit.
yeah. Um, so anyway, uh, the end of downtime. So at some point, like yeah, after the Avalonis has been fully outfitted, Gunny Horgust, you actually you receive a personal like offer for a mission. Like basically somebody reaches out to you specifically and says, Commander Armel, I request your services. Would you like to meet up at gives you like like a location of a bar. Would you like to meet up? I have a business proposition for you.
Does he tell me who he is?
Yes, well, it's a she, and the she in question is a Captain Aloysia Luger. Um, and like I said, if you want to do a background check, and also Tobias, if you want to talk to Rena, we'll do that after you get the job invite. Um, so um, if you would have like you could have uh, Evelyn or Rena or somebody else do like not necessarily like an actual Comtech role, but just do like a background check on Luger, you can. I would say actually in this
Yep.
case, if you want to do a Comtech to get extra information, you can. But honestly, I mean, what I've given you in the chat is more than sufficient. Um, so I would say, so do you ask Evelyn, Rena, or both to do a background check?
I ask them both to work together. That way they
Yeah.
can get
Okay.
bonuses.
Yeah. So, uh, Evelyn, in this case, would you like to do a Comtech roll? And you
Uh,
would get a
why
plus
not?
one from Rena.
Okay. Nothing else would apply, so just a plus.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, what you've learned from uh from your like background check. Oh, also Summer, for what Evelyn did. Evelyn basically did the same thing Martin did, like in terms of just visiting friends and family. Um, but anyway, so the information you find on Captain Luger is that so she was part of the United America's Outer Rim Defense Fleet, but was discharged from service due to being preoccupied with a personal matter that the file doesn't say what. Um, and unlike that, the Chinese, like the executive who posed as a member of Weyland-Yutani, but actually wasn't, or posed as a rival of Weyland-Yutani, but was actually from Weyland-Yutani. Um, Captain Luger is legit. She was indeed a captain in the ORDF. Has also mentioned that, um, like she, well, I mean, honestly, in terms of like, basically the information you find is what I posted in the mission option discussion for the current thing.
Yep.
So that information is like stuff that you would get from a combination of background checks and just talking essentially over a video call with Captain Luger. So um, other than that, she basically says that she would prefer to just meet up and talk in person.
Where does she
So
want to meet?
she would give you the location of like a pub somewhere and gives you a date and time to meet up with her.
Okay.
So who are you going to like? Would you all want to go to because I mean I understand that Tobias wants to talk to Rena, uh, but also like before you depart, but we'll do the actual like mission scene first. So the question is who? I mean, obviously I'm assuming Gunny Horgust would be going to meet Captain Luger, but I'm wondering does anybody else want to tag along with or
I'll say Evelyn will go.
okay? So Evelyn, Drill Sergeant Horgust, and anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, Martin's going as well.
Yep. By this time, Martin's back from visiting his family because they're toxic. He can only stay sober.
Yeah. Does that remind you of anything? But anyway, so uh, yeah, I think it reminds me of somebody I know. But anyway, um,
Yeah,
so
me.
I wasn't going to say it. You
Oh
said it. I
man,
didn't. Um,
art imitates real life with toxic
yeah, no shit.
family.
So um, so those three. As for Summer and or well, Chef, I'm assuming you are going to stay aboard the Avalanos and seek out an audience with Rena. You're on mute. Um, well, since he said that much, I'll say that he'll probably just stay on the ship, do that. Summer, would you like to stay on the ship with Rena and Tobias, or do you want to go meet Captain Luger?
Um, Tommy will stay on the ship.
Okay. So, um, you
So Cody,
what's up,
I'm also gonna take Igor and I call her
Arthur?
Flamer Bitch, but no
Oh,
Flamer
Zavadska.
Bitch. Yeah, those two, they're not going to be actually in the scene. They will be covering the scene on opposite corners, and that way Tobias will have can play them if he wants.
Okay. I mean, this isn't going to be a combat encounter
I,
unless you guys go your weapons, but
you never know when Simon's going to or yeah
Simmons.
is going to show the hell out Simmons. Um, so
Simon. Simmons
I
is
will. I
crazy
knew when I
younger
said it, it
brother.
didn't sound right, and I was like, wait, that didn't sound right. Wait, which one is it? Um, but uh, the military person, they're just in the background. You know, what I
Okay.
mean, they're
I mean, if it
covering.
gives you peace of mind, you totally can do that. I'm just telling you, in like all honesty, that there isn't going to be combat unless like somebody decides to try shooting Captain Luger or something. Um,
We're not. That's not the plan.
okay, well, I'm just yeah, I'm telling you. So, anyway, so let's see. So, Igor, Martin, Zavadska, Evelyn, Drill Sergeant Horgus. So those five.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys all
And
meet. Oh, sorry.
we're all wearing our Steel Talons jumpsuits, so we
Okay.
gotta look good
Yep.
because we're meeting a
Dress for
client.
dress for success. Okay, so you guys, um, you know, are like you arrive at this restaurant. I don't have a name for it, but you enter in your merc fatigues and scanning the room. I would say that also for Evelyn, for basically on your research with Rena, that you would have pulled up a photo of Captain Luger. Um, so hold on, let me. Um, so this is who you're looking for, and uh, you would see her. You would see her sitting at a table with somebody else. Um,
But she's young.
30s, like mid like late 20s or like early 30s. Um, so you do get that like you do see Captain Luger, and she makes eye contact with you and like beckons you over. Um, and so also, and just as a reminder, Harrison, you there?
No, Blitz connected.
Oh, he did. Oh, let me type it. Oh, hey, Blitz.
Hey, Blitz.
Howdy.
But yeah, like Harrison's new character is sitting with Captain Luger. And also, Blitz, just a reminder of what's going on right now. Is Oh, he just sent me a message saying if you need to return soon. Hold on. But that's okay. Like we can discuss his character in a sec. So basically, you meet Captain Luger, and you all sit down. And also, Blitz, now that you're here, so the situation was, you guys are back at Earth. You dropped off Doctor Hemlock. You really kicked Wayland Yutani in the nuts, and after renovating your ship, you've received a new offer for a mission from one Captain Aloysia Luger. So you're meeting her at a restaurant. The question I had for the group just before you showed up was, are you going to want to go to the pub and meet her, or are you going to just stay on the ship?
Go to the pub, you say?
Yep. I think I see where this is going.
Yeah, that's the move.
That's his natural habitat. Okay. So, you'll go to a pub and you know you all take seats with Captain Luger. She got one of those like large tables that accommodates a lot of people, and it says that I'm very glad that you're all here. Um, just as a reminder to anybody who doesn't already know, my name is Aloysia Luger, former captain of the Outer Rim Defense Fleet. Um, and says that I'll just get right to it. That something of high personal value to me that I thought had been lost to the void um, reappeared in a very unlikely location, which is um, I don't know have any. So it's a plasma trawling rig and platform called Erebos Station. Um, Very far spinward in the direction of the Lost Colonies, but still within the 20 parsec limit in a system called 26 Draconis. And she says the object in question is actually the flight recorder of a long lost Wayland Yutani SCV called the Cronus. Um, and says that a family member of hers once served on it. She can continue unless somebody else wants to say something. Like I'll take kind of breaks.
I just let her talk.
Okay. Um, so yeah, she continues and basically says that um, she has no idea where the Cronus is or what happened to the family member in question, which is her lost ancestor and namesake, her grandpa's sister Allie. And she says that basically Luger, she wants the flight recorder because she hopes it'll shed some light on what happened to her great aunt. And not only does it mean a lot to her, but it also means a lot to her grandfather. And her grandfather's still alive, but he's getting up there in age, and he fears dying while never knowing what happened to his sister. And Luger's saying he or she, her, she and her grandfather would want at least one of them to know. So in the interest of getting closure for herself and her grandpa, she wants to get the flight recorder of the Cronus, but she doesn't have the means to go there and get it, whereas you do. And if any, I mean, does anybody have any questions to that, or would you want her to keep explaining?
All right, so I just wanted to confirm. So at this, what was it, an air platform? What are
So
you?
the platform in question is a plasma trawling station called Erebos Station.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
So it's
What's
basically
it
like
accommodate?
it's sort of akin to an oil rig that harvests plasma.
And is it still operational or is it an abandoned one?
Uh, it is actually still operational. Like it's operational and crewed.
And so where I got confused is she wants the recording, but she doesn't know where the ship is, or there's a ship there now,
She
or is it somewhere?
so she neither she nor anybody else knows what happened to the Cronus. She knows where the flight recorder is, um, but she doesn't know where the ship is, and she's hoping that the flight recorder will shed some light on. Like, she doesn't necessarily care about like the Cronus itself. She just wants to know what happened to her great aunt
Okay, so the flight recording, the black box is located there.
at the station.
All right. So my questions are: is how does she know it's there, and who, and how did she come upon that information?
Um, so she said that like she was, at one point, she was basically like she was saying that prior to this she spent a lot of time kind of scouring the network for like Cronus sightings. Like she basically, I mean, she doesn't use the analogy, but she became one of those people who was like obsessed with Bigfoot sightings, except instead of Bigfoot, it's like she's looking for like leads on the Cronus. And at one point she got lucky because she heard like, oh yeah, apparently the flight recorder that allegedly belonged to the Cronus ended up at Erebos Station, and that's the only lead she has. So that's how she knows it there. Like somebody at the station picked up the flight recorder, mentioned where it was, um, like where it was. She doesn't know how it got there or who found it, but she knows that it's there, or at least from what she's heard, it's there.
Okay. And I asked her if she can. I'll look at uh, Evelyn and say, can you give her the information of where you found it
Mhm.
on your searches? That way, it will help her do some background
Well,
work.
are you saying that for Evelyn to give to Luger or Luger to give to Evelyn?
I'm sorry, for her to point looking as I'm talking. I say, give it to her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, because you keep saying her and they're both women.
I'm talking to the client,
Okay,
and when I say give it to her,
you
I
mean
look at
Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Okay, so Luger, well, yeah, she'll give you the coordinates um, for 26 Draconis, which is very far spinward. Like, it's 26 Draconis is here, like, past the outer rim.
All right.
Sweet
Well,
Jesus, that's
I'm
quite a
going to tell
freaking
you if you
way
can hear
away.
me. My internet is going spacey. It'll be
Oh,
about a few minutes for Cox to clear.
okay.
So give me just a second. You sound like a robot.
Oh, I didn't realize. Um, while that's going, because I mean, he's kind of in a well. Does anybody else have any questions for Luger, or would you want to wait until Tom's internet mellows out, just so he's party to what's going on?
I'm good
Yeah,
with
I'm
waiting
back.
on.
Oh, you're back.
I'm
There we
Okay,
back.
that
go.
was
Be
okay.
the devil.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, okay. So anyway, so yeah, so Luger will give Evelyn the coordinates to 26 Draconis, which, as a reminder, Tom, I don't know if you saw, but 26 Draconis is really far out. It's like it's right here.
Okay.
Um, so you get the coordinates to that system, um, and um, is
So
there
when
anybody?
you're outside of the color codes, is it bad? Is it
Well,
like if it's not controlled by anybody? Is it
well, let me put it this way. Yeah, it's the fact that like the colored areas represent the borders of people's territory. Like the blue, for example, is United America space. The brown is the UPP. So basically, everything out here is mostly like either uncharted space or at the very least just unowned. Like the borders haven't
is it
really
known
expanded that
for
far out.
piracy out that way, or are we gonna have to deal with that crap?
You won't have to deal with pirates that far out because there's no strategic value in space that far away. Now, actually, what I will say, um, I feel like this is probably public knowledge. You would know that, um, very far spinward, like I'm talking like an additional 30 parsecs beyond the map, is what's called the
Hmm.
Lost Colonies. Um, but I'm talking like that is really far out, and there would not be any like pirates coming from that sector of space.
Okay.
And even if there were any pirates, like your ship would make short work of them. Like the only possible risk you would have, and it's a very slim risk at that, just because like the chances are so remote, is that you are passing in UPP territory in a ship used by the United Americas. So you could come into conflict with UPP, like naval forces, but again, it's just such a small risk, and you're going really fucking fast.
Are we
So
an enemy of them?
you aren't. You haven't had any conflict with the UPP since becoming mercenaries, but my point is that you are in an American military ship, so you could very well be mistaken for them.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
like half of your crew are from the UPP. Like you've got Evelyn, Summer. I think we said Martin was from the UPP. Um, Igor, Zavadska, and so on. Like you've got
Well,
quite a few
I think
people
you
that have.
should have said the other way. You should have named the ones that aren't.
Well, no, because there are more people from like the United Americas. Like I mean, Arthur, Gunny Horgus, um, Chef, plenty others. So um, like, there are more people from the United Americans, but there are quite a few people from the Outer Rim or from the UPP. So anyway, so you got that information. Um, in terms of continuing with what Captain Luger is saying, is there anything else you would well, like, do you want her to continue explaining things, or do you have any questions for
Yep.
her?
She can continue explaining.
So, um, what she also says is that, um, you know, like she explains the fact that, um, you know, if, um, like, she mentions first that, um, the bad news, well, the good news and the bad news, um, so the bad news is that Erebos is actually owned by Wayland Yutani. Um, the good news is that they're due to their credibility being thoroughly smashed due to their crimes against humanity being exposed. Luger actually mentions that you might somehow be able to get the blessing of the law to get a warrant to go out there and get it. So there's that.
Are warrants as hard to get in this time than it is nowadays?
Well, let me put it this way. If you didn't have a contact with the FBI, absolutely, but you do. So, um, like basically, it's a matter of just talking to Becker and convincing him. Like, if there's any reason why you can't go there, you know, then you just talk to him, and then you might be able to. So, um, but Luger, she also adds in terms of Wayland Utani, she says that, um, her parents died in a ship crash when she was younger, and she was saying like, in terms of her beef with Wayland Utani is the fact that, so she was raised by her grandfather, who was very close with his sister Allie, and he was saying that the thing is that purely in the name of greed, Wayland Yutani never paid Luger and her grandpa Allie's life insurance fee, and the reason they did that was they're saying, oh, their loophole was like, well, she's missing in action, not outright dead. Um, and she's going on. Luger actually like is very saddened and kind of tears up a little bit as she's just kind of reliving like remember like both mourning Allie and also thinking about how shitty Wayland Utani is.
Yeah, they are shitty.
So
Well, I I look at her and I go, I can understand. I've seen some things with this company and why they're the my number one enemy right now.
so
Mhm.
after having a little bit of a weep, like Luger kind of regains her composure and says, so in terms of uh you know, payment and stuff, what she says is that, she's not exactly a millionaire, but in terms of money, uh, she has 375 grand that she really had to scrape together, and she says it's yours if you go to Erebos and get the flight recorder. And she says if for some reason it isn't there, I mean, as long as you find out what happened to it or recover whatever data it had, then that would be acceptable too.
All right.
And also in a meta sense, well, number one, yes, I know it's kind of lower compared to what you've been paid, but a bit of a hint I will give you: there may be other ways to make money, potentially lots more money. So,
Oh, I have something else in mind. So, I understand you were a captain and you were discharged unfairly.
well, she says
What
that
do you?
she was discharged by the fact that she admittedly was a bit more focused. Like she basically, um, kind of like, if memory serves, because it's been ages since I've seen Solo, the Star Wars movie that I think Han Solo, like he joined the Imperial military as a pilot, both to evade the law and also to try to find what's her face. Um,
Kira.
but yeah, but basically Luger's situation is the same. Like she joined the Outer Rim Defense Fleet to actually like basically use the resources there to try to find like leads on the Cronus, but then the RDF kind of caught on to that and kicked her out. So,
Okay. So, what are you doing now for work?
um, she mentions that like she wasn't dishonorably discharged, because she didn't like cause any kind of
Oh,
catastrophic.
okay. Discharged. Sorry, I used
Yeah,
the wrong word.
she was discharged. I mean, I know I said kicked out, but that was just sort of the blunt way of putting it. Like she was formally discharged, so she has like military like retirement benefits.
You look young and fit. Are you looking for
Hello.
work, or are you planning on staying here on Earth?
Um, Also, hi Harrison. We haven't introduced your character just yet, but it's going to happen within a few minutes.
Well, yeah. Sorry,
Um,
I came back as fast as I could. The dog decided to be kind of problematic because they saw another dog and then
yeah,
come
dogs
off
tend
the
to do
line.
that, so no harm, no foul. But anyway, so Luger says, I mean, it depends on what you had in mind.
Well, got a I've got a ship that I need a captain for. If you're looking for work.
And Luger says, I mean, she says I wasn't quite expecting that, but I mean, I
I
have no
do. I
reason
have
to
the
object.
Joker that needs a captain. I don't have a captain for the Joker.
Okay, so if you want to hire the quest giver, I wasn't expecting that, but I don't have a problem with it. Uh, so, um, so I mean, I would say I'm not going to make you do a manipulation roll for that because like she just doesn't really have any reason to object. Um, especially if you're going to 26 Draconis, you know, and you're basically giving her a ride there, then she's even more inclined to accept. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, after like a bit of a negotiation, she, says, sure. I mean, there's a kind offer you to make. And what she says that in exchange, what she'll do, she places a hand on the shoulder of the person next to her, a woman who, Harrison, describe what your character looks like.
Um, he's uh fairly tall, probably around 6'2". Has like a muscular build. Um, she has a short haircut. And as well as he's wearing like sort of classic M3 sort of personnel armor,
Well, I
but
mean, you wouldn't be wearing armor in the pub, but
well, she's wearing just like the sort of fatigues that would go on
you're
basics.
like BDUs, okay.
Yeah. Except the main difference is the sleeves have been torn off. uh and I mean, I not usually the best at character descriptions. I always forget to describe certain things.
I mean, you're doing well enough, and if it helps, I'll also drag your token on the map. just wanted to give you a
Sure.
chance to kind of describe your character in your own words. So basically, this is Harrison's character. Um, so basically, so Luger, she places a hand on your character's shoulder, and this she says, "This is Lucia Navarro, who was a member of my crew in the ORDF." Um, and I told her about the mission, and prior to you know you making the offer for me to actually join your crew, um, I was originally going to have like offer Navarro's services to join you to help the mission, but I mean, I guess we could both join you if you want Navarro.
I don't like chicks with ripped off shirts. So no, she could stay. No, I'm I'm sorry, I had to. Um,
As
Please
we've
are
already
I'll
for
look. I'll
established,
look her over and be like,
Horgus is
please are dumb. I really she probably has I meant to ask you, Cody, about because like there's like the recreational sort of drugs like cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah.
Can we just say like they're just sort of like a flavor thing that she
Yeah,
has?
yeah, no, I'm totally fine with cigarettes being like a
Because
flavor item.
yeah, she's got a pack of those, clearly visible. Um,
um. So Harrison, I'll look at you, and I'm guessing you look more like Army than Air Force or whatever.
yeah, yeah, she looks more like a someone who would fight boots on the ground, not
a grunt. Okay.
yeah, she looks more like a
Um.
grunt.
He looks at you. Well, I don't know what they would call it in this game, but what's your MOS?
Yeah, no, it would be an MOS.
Okay. What was your MOS?
Sorry, one sec. I not great with military terms.
So
You
you
would
would be
basically be like an EOD
you're an
specialist or something like a demolitionist,
Um,
a grenadier perhaps.
yep, Grenadier.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
What
Yep.
does MOS stand for?
Military occupational specialty, if I remember correct.
Yeah, she
Yep.
would be sort of like a demolitionist as part of like sort of a shock troop squadron.
Perfect. We need one of those too. I don't think we have anybody really that does.
nice.
Sure,
I
you're
can
more than
also
welcome to join us.
patch up any holes in you pretty well.
Oh, perfect.
So, are you the boss man of this group? These Steel Talons I've heard about.
That is correct. I'm the commander.
And your name would be?
Horgust.
Okay.
I
Well,
figured we did names already. That's why I didn't.
I think I just showed up though, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
well, you were with Luger since the start of the scene, so you
Oh,
would have.
okay. I didn't realize that. I thought I just showed up at this. I
No,
thought I
no, no,
just
no, no.
walked in. I thought I
Well,
was like in the
well,
bathroom
no,
or
like it.
something.
Yeah, no, no, no. You were there since the start. It's just that we didn't focus on your character because you weren't actually there as a
Got
player.
it.
She was doing a number two.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the less said about that, the better. But my point is that you basically with Gunny Horgus probably introduced himself, and then uh, so Navarro would have heard that. Like you would have gotten at least
Got
Horgus' name as well as whoever would have introduced themselves. Um, so yeah, you got that, and you somehow managed to subvert my expectations by recruiting the quest giver. That's fine. Um,
That would. I do need a captain for the Joker. I don't have a captain.
that's fine.
okay.
And Luger's stats, just so you know, she has very unusual stats. Like empathy 3 for some reason, despite being a pilot crew. I don't know what the hell. She's from a specific scenario, but empathy 3, command 3, so decent. Um, but she is a pilot. She has agility 5 and piloting 3.
Navarro
Holy
will.
cow.
Yeah, that is crazy. Actually.
Maybe she could be the pilot of the Joker instead of the
Well,
captain.
well, to be fair, the last pilot got cooked.
Yeah. Um. So
Navarro will lean over to Lugar and be like, "You really think that these people are the right ones for the job?"
She says, I mean, in terms of people I know who would be willing to do this, they top the list because I mean, I know them to be they are no friend of Wayland Utani, which makes them a friend of mine. Um,
I've heard.
like just as a
From
recap, because you missed it quite a bit. Basically, um, what Luger explained is that um, how much did you hear about the mission, if anything?
I've been told, me Harrison. I've heard a little bit of it.
Okay,
Not
so
incredible.
just in a nutshell, the mission is you guys are heading really far out to a system called 26 Draconis. Captain Luger, basically her great aunt was missing in action after this one. Like she was part of a science vessel called the Cronus that went missing in action, and she never knew, like all these years later, she never knew what happened to her great aunt. But then she heard that the flight recorder of the Cronus popped up at a station called 26 Draconis, and basically she wants you guys to go out there and get it. And she apparently is going to be accompanying you because Gunny Horgus recruited her.
And now we have you too.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be me originally, but
yeah. It was supposed to
like
just
old
be you, and
times.
then Horgus kind of threw a
It'll be like
curveball.
it'll be like old times, right, Lugar?
Well, it's not Lugar, it's Luger, like the pistol.
Luger. Got it.
So not spelled like the pistol,
I'm
but
I'm
yeah,
I'm really bad at pronunciation. I
yeah,
have to hear a name like 30
right. Well,
times
anyway, so
before I know
Luger,
it's
but
pronounced.
I mean, she says like old times indeed, and um, I guess like I suppose you guys could just like actually have like a meal and just sort of chit chat narratively. Um,
Yeah,
and
pretty much. I'll let them know where our ship is, and once
yeah,
we end with this, them to grab their gear, and
yeah,
um, we'll meet them back at the
yeah.
ship.
So in the meantime, Ghost, you there? Because I know you said you wanted to talk to Rena.
Dang.
Uh,
Silence. I can hear the
Guess not.
crickets.
Oh,
Ghost, you
he's
there?
just unmuted.
Yeah, you just unmuted, but. And then he just they're disconnected, reconnect.
I
There
was
we
trying to
go.
talk the entire time, you asshole.
Well, we didn't hear you.
Yeah, well, you had
Yeah,
yourself
that's why I
muted
left and
first.
rejoined. Yeah, I know, but then it didn't allow me to talk, so I left and rejoined.
That's what muting
Yes,
does.
I know, right? It's almost like it's supposed to allow me to talk after I press the button
Yeah.
again to allow me to speak, but it didn't.
Okay. Anyway, so basically during this
That's far
like
beyond.
evening dinner and discussion with Captain Luger, um, so Krunk and Summer were both aboard the Avalanos with Rena and the other NPCs. So Tobias, what would you like to do?
Oh, I was gonna see if I could talk to Dev. Oh fuck,
Dev.
Dev. No, Rena. Fucking. I don't know why.
Dev.
Oh yeah, no,
Wrong
because
game.
I was just thinking about Warlord for a second there. My bad.
Dev.
Because I immediately was thinking of food, and then I was like, wait, hold on. 'Cause I was gonna have to buy to make food.
Okay, well, is that what you actually plan to do? Is to have Tobias cook?
Oh no, I was gonna first like have him speak to Rena, and then
Okay.
maybe go from there.
So Rena, yeah, I would say by
So
this point she actually, when you find her, she's in the middle of getting all of her equipment together. Like she's basically like, because she knows there's going to be a mission, she's preparing all of her stuff, and her loadout is somewhat interesting because she actually does have a weapon. Um, she like you would notice she has her own shotgun, and nearby are some boxes of baton rounds. So basically a non-lethal option, weapon-wise. She has like a heavy safari pack, some med kits, Seaburn detection kit, Presidium advanced SE suit, and some other miscellaneous stuff. So she's, you know, getting all that together. And do you say anything to her first, or would you prefer the opposite?
Well, I would probably have Tobias knock, like out of respect. At least, he would fight to knock instead of just immediately burning out like,
Tearing down the
hey,
door.
like or that, So he would kind of announce his presence by knocking.
Well, I was gonna say Tobias, like he does this.
Just fucking burst through.
Yeah.
Just burst through the door. No, but yeah, but no, Tobias stops.
Okay.
Again, showing some level of respect,
Yeah, and
even in
then
his insane form.
yeah, Rena basically just like there's a second delay and Rena opens the door and sees Tobias there. And says, "Hello, Tobias."
Tobias immediately says, "I wanted to say a few things, to you specifically."
And she says, "Sure thing. What would you like to discuss?"
Well, for starters, he says, "Do you mind if I come in?"
"Of course not. Please come in." And she says she steps aside.
He steps in and immediately starts with, "I wanted to thank you."
For what?
Well, he motions to the mask, kind of like caressing it on his face as he's like, "Well, for starters, this mask, it helps me repress the negative emotions. Helps me keep them in check. And I would also like to apologize.
For what?
Shouldn't have yelled the way I did. I wasn't caring, or my reaction was a bit extreme, and I understand that now. And I'd like to apologize."
And she says, "Apology accepted. I understand you weren't well."
I still am not, but I feel as though I could use this new profound identity to help complete whatever tasks lie ahead, including taking out the man that I should have taken out long ago.
Simmons.
Giving him 5 seconds without laughing about his name.
I'm surprised it lasted that long. Oh my god.
But yeah, he like that's what he says. He's like, "I'm not well, but I'm hoping that using this newfound purpose that I can take this hate towards the man that deserves it."
And because I don't think Rena was aware of it, she asks, which man, Doctor Hemlock?
No, Doctor Hemlock is, though he is a cruel man, he's not a man of my creation. Talking about my he then explains that he had back when he was in the Colonial Marine, did a colleague and a man that worked like he had a colleague and somewhat of a friend that worked under him that he sadly accidentally pushed into the black hole.
Accidentally, yeah.
It was an accident.
At least that's what it said on the
It's
report.
and it's a reference to the scene from Red Hood where he accidentally pushes him into the chemicals. At least Batman does. So indeed, it was an accident.
So, anyway, um, yeah. So you're saying you've explained Simmons to Rena?
Yeah, he explains who Simmons is and why he hates him so much.
Yeah, and Rena says
Now,
that I am aware of this Simmons, that Dr. Hemlock used him as his personal field agent.
I'm aware. And he mentions how he has escaped custody and that he shouldn't have ever let this happen. And now that the cat's out of the bag, he needs to take out the trash.
Interesting analogies. Um, so Um, well, Rena, says, uh, right. Was there anything else?
Uh, he so the left side of his face is like, oh, you're not gonna mention what we've been discussing? Oh, you're gonna forget that little conversation you had with old buddy Horgus? As Tobias, normal Tobias is like, can you be quiet? We're gonna have a moment here. As Rena would probably notice, fucking Tobias talking to himself.
Oh, believe me, she is very perceptive. Like, you want to know how perceptive, stat wise?
Sure.
She has a total observation of 12.
Oh my sweet
Jesus.
Jesus. Sweet space Jesus,
She also has a
actually.
bunch of observation talents like breakthrough, analysis, group psychology, etc.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah,
So,
Tobias is currently having an argument with himself again. There's a lot
yeah,
of inner arguing between the two.
yeah.
They
I
can't
mean,
really
you
agree on too
seeing
much.
that she can't help but slip out a usual fascinating.
As left side Tobias is like, oh, we fascinated, I see. As at this point, the left side kind of takes over and says, move. As he's like, hmm, and I fascinate you in what way?
And Rena says, just like very, just kind of honestly and bluntly, just as saying, the duality you've developed, I've never seen anything like it.
He says, well, it's not like this is something new. I've always been in this poor soul's subject.
Uh, what was it that
He's just been
was it that
doing
his
yeah.
father used to flip a coin to beat him, and then like half of Tobias thought that he was being genuine, and the other half thought it was
Whoa,
rigged.
whoa, whoa! Where the beating come from?
Two Faces backstory.
Yeah, I know that for sure. But yeah, no. But with Tobias, he mentions how like he says, "Oh no, trust me, this is always in his this is always there." Tobias, he was he did a lot of strange things to rebel as a teenager, and those were all influenced by me.
He used to stand
See,
on the grass when there were "Don't stand on the grass" signs. He was a rebel.
oh no 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 no, he was quite the criminal, quite the
Hell.
criminal indeed, I will say. He says,
Okay.
but yeah, no, actually, this is part of Tobias's backstory. As a teenager, he fucking did some dumb shit and almost went to prison. Uh, fucking what's it called? But he basically says like, basically what I'm saying is that I've always been around. I've just been dormant. Now that Tobias has finally snapped, it's give me a chance to stretch my legs. It's quite fun being in control sometimes. This is my first time officially kicking him out, though. He can
And
be quite boring.
and then Rena just kind of mumbles, "I see."
Hmm.
And she says that although I for one don't find Tobias to be boring. And she
Oh,
says that
yes.
um, since the incident that caused this, I've been thankful to him for the fact that you know what what has happened to you could very well have happened to me.
Not much is true, but at the end of the day, fate is all but the flip of a coin. Uh, you know, it could have very well been me, you. No, could have happened any other way, but thankfully it happened this way because now I'm I'm able to make my debut. And he does mention that you you're kind of different. I don't find you as disgusting as everybody else.
Jesus, tell us how you really feel.
Well,
Yeah,
you
man,
know,
don't hold back. Tell us how you
well
really feel about it.
to be fair, that side of Tobias is I definitely feeling this way. Not the way that you kind of described him as the way you described him to Tobias's face. So this is like Tobias's negative feelings coming out, and he's like, Oh, so everyone thinks I'm disgusting? Well, the feeling's mutual. But you seem to actually harbor genuine, you know, regret and somewhat affection. You really want to help, and I've been helping. Out of your own accord, of course. And that is respectable. See, and then he takes a moment and he's like, you know, I'll keep an eye on you. Is but he does say one thing. He's like, he does what the fuck? My phone just went off for no reason. I ruined it. But he says one thing before he like fucking reverts back. He's like, don't try to ruin this thing that I have with your dear old friend. Okay?
And Rena doesn't exactly acknowledge that because the impression you got is maybe she hasn't made up her mind. She's still processing this in her own runaway. So is that the end of your scene? Because we can go to summer.
Yes, indeed. I was gonna
Okay,
say yeah, that should be the end.
so Kronk, makes his leave, and as for summer, what would you be doing? Would you be going to seek out Rena again, or doing something else?
Um. Well, it would take a bit because I assume we don't have a sewing machine to make Renner clothes.
Well, why would you need to make her clothes? You already bought her some.
Well, yeah, but still, some style done up in sort of whatever kind of uniform
No,
we've
I'd say
got.
as I say a sewing machine, like, aren't they usually like $100 or so?
Depends on the style you get and where you
Oh,
get them.
okay. I don't know how much they are, but um, well, let's see. How much are sewing machines? Very, very expensive apparently. At least if Walmart is any fucking indication. Why do I have to create an account just to view Walmart? That's so stupid. Um, yeah, whatever. Well, I'll just say it's like, 100 bucks or so, just for simplicity.
Okay.
Um, so deduct that, and then congratulations, the Avalonis now has a sewing machine. Um, so
Woohoo!
yeah, so you get a sewing machine, and then what are you doing?
She would be making Renner her own version of the uniform.
Oh, like a Steel
So
Talons
she
uniform?
feels more. Yeah, so she feels more included.
Okay, that's sweet. So
You would even like hand embroidery her name into it as well.
that's very sweet. Um, okay, so is that all you want to do, or do you want to like also talk to Rena or anybody else?
Um, she would go find Renner and ask her if she would like anything added onto it. Like, for example, like any bits of embroidery of something.
Yeah, she
Whether
politely
it's
just
like,
she would politely decline that and just explains that she doesn't really have any kind of creative impulses, so she doesn't really have any preference of what would be put on there.
alrighty. Then she'll just get back to it.
Okay, so that's what you want to do. Okay, so in that case, everybody can uh, recall to the I just love the horse. Got a bunny fattening it up.
That's what she's doing. She's got to fatten it up because she auctions it off, and depending on how healthy and bunny looks, it's a registered bunny, so he'll be a sire. So, dude, she can make like $1,600 to $2,000 on this bunny.
Oh my god! Holy
Holy
shit!
What the
cow.
fuck? That
What
is
the hell? Okay,
whoa.
You're gonna
oh
make
my
him so
That is
fat
an
he can't walk,
investment.
man. Jeez.
I mean, I
Jeez, bro.
I actually went to high school with someone who raised like rabbits for like rabbit meat, so I'm not particularly surprised at that. You know, it's high
is
quality rabbit, man.
is the rabbit's name Peter Gluttontail?
No, it's Zeke.
Dang, should have been Mikey.
Dude, it's gonna be the hardest thing for her to do is to get the auction this bunny because she's
Why? Because she has to
really
carry it and it's fucking rotund.
no the bunny's it's only like um 7 pounds now, so it needs about
Yeah,
another
7
pound.
pounds now, but anyway, so
Can be 20 at the end of the day.
anyway, so you guys all recall to the Avalonos after recruiting Captain Luger and Navarro. Um, does anybody else want to do anything while you are on the ship? Because I'll offer that to Arthur in particular because you haven't really been able to do much. Is there anything you would want to do before you guys set off on your mission?
Are we? I see people like in the chat earlier were like buying things. Is that an
Yeah.
option?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can buy
Oh,
stuff
I
before
probably
you.
should have asked, so I
Arthur.
could have done that.
You have 500,000 is what you got for cash.
Oh, when did that happen?
When you weren't here this morning.
So like I got 500 on top of what I had before.
Yeah, you got $500,000 in addition to whatever you have right now.
And
the
if
fuck?
you scroll up, I think I attached an aliens accounting worksheet. It's an Excel file, and that's everything we were doing as a party with upgrades
Okay.
and stuff. But the party still has $10 million sitting in the bank right now. So
Interesting. What I buy things by clicking on the things on the map, right?
Yeah, if you open like the civilian
Oh.
market, for example, and then you buy
He's
stuff
too
there.
far.
Yeah, hold on.
use the actors is easier. If you go into the actors and then marketplace actors, and they're
Oh,
there.
yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Also, you and everybody else are at full HP and stress now.
What can I get with 800K?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a point.
Hey, you could be like Horgus, and you could buy 2 Terra trucks.
Why do you need two?
Well, I have one, but since he's got 800, he could buy 2.
I know, but
How
why the
much do they
fuck do you need
cost?
two?
If he wants his own personal vehicle too,
Do they cost 400K?
Yeah, they're 400K for a
Damn.
Terra truck.
So that means I can't get 3. Fuck.
Can you even mind how much
Dude, I
space you have on the ship?
Dude, I don't know what to buy.
I'll buy more
That's why I
space.
was like, I don't know.
I mean, that's what
get, like,
happens
a
when you
space
fucking
trailer?
sell your.
Dude, we sold our old Black Gauntlet for over 50 million. That's why we have so much money.
We have that auto turret still, don't we?
The sentry gun, yeah.
Yeah, did we ever get
I
ammo
bought
for
another
that?
one.
You bought another one?
Yeah, we have 2 sentry
Okay.
guns now because we might have 2 dropships, so we always need to have a sentry gun guarding the dropship.
Might have 2
We
dropships.
got ammo for it, right?
Now we've got 2 that don't work.
We still don't have ammo?
No, we have ammo.
Okay.
And we're gonna need it because they don't work.
How much did that cost?
What the sentry gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't hit shit.
Well, that's why we need more.
I don't know. I bought it
more
right from
Daka.
they're on the big ship. Hold on one second, I'll tell you.
Just remember, whatever the price is by default, that would be marked up by 50%.
They are. Oh man, they're. Oh, that's the anti-vehicle mines I bought. Oh man, that's smart gun. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. It's on the bottom. It's 12,000, dude. You could buy like 10 of them.
Well, it depends on how many there are in stock.
How many are in stock?
We're gonna need 10 of them.
Let's
There's
check
none.
the.
I bought the one.
Yeah,
I
if there
bought
aren't
the one
any.
that was listed.
Yeah,
Well, you
there aren't.
refreshed it, so I didn't look at the refresh list.
Well, the refresh list right now, they're still out of stock,
Oh, okay.
so there aren't any more
That's
sentry guns
that's
to buy right
unfortunate.
now. Anyway, so yeah. So, is there anything else you would want to buy, Arthur?
What do those nukes cost?
Um,
Those are expensive, right?
Very. I think a battery of nukes is like $50 million, and each missile is either like 1 or 10 million each.
What about like just a warhead, like a shitty one, like a
No,
little one?
no, you're not going to be able to buy like a Fat Man nuke.
What about like a medium man?
What about like a dirty bomb?
A
Like come on,
medium
just like a little boy.
Okay.
I mean, can we buy a bunch of high explosives as well as some just radioactive waste? We could make a dirty bomb.
No, no.
Cobalt?
Let's not. Uh, God damn it! What's the word I'm looking for? Stoop to Simmons height.
No, you want to stoop to
Once you
Simmons level, just
never
use
go full
aerosol black
Simmons.
goo.
Never go full
Which we
Simmons,
have. Well,
man.
I
You never
have.
come back from it.
We need to get more of that goop.
Dude,
I
you
don't
had
suppose
the
there's any goop
opportunity
for
to get
sale.
some before we blew up the base.
I don't think I did, unfortunately.
I noticed you missed the opportunity.
I should have. Anyways, I don't want to hold it up. I don't think that there's anything I realistically can buy. So I guess I'll just save up until I can get a nuclear missile.
It can disintegrate you as far as you can throw it.
So the question I have for you, Cody, is these civilians that we brought back to Earth. I wanted to spend time to see what they were. Like, were they just farmers? Were they office people? I mean,
Um,
what were they?
the guys that you recovered were basically um like they were just colonists, like a mix of like miners, farmers, etc.
Anybody with I think it's heavy weapon, isn't that what
There's no heavy
means?
weapon skill, it's just range combat.
Heavy machinery.
Heavy machinery, I mean they're all like just generic ass colonists. Let me just see.
But like, if there's anybody that we could hire to help maintain the ships, I mean, we've got this massive ship that needs to be cleaned, and
Yeah, they have the generic colonists have strength 5, heavy machinery 3.
if there's any of them that wants a job, I don't know what they want to do, but
I
I
mean
would hire
they
them to
just fucking want to
handle.
go home. So they're not going to
Well, I
join
don't
you.
know if they have a home anymore.
I mean, they were just people who were abducted from like colonies that
I wasn't sure if they weren't like if their colonies were taken over by
the company no.
the company and
Like
they're gone.
basically they were
That's what I.
like in some cases, or like in most cases, basically it's kind of like the 2010 AVP game, like where basically they're told they're being promoted and they're being transferred to a prestigious new position, and said prestigious new position is basically yeah. Um, or they exploit
Okay.
like some sort of company loophole, like clause 88C of your employment agreement has come into effect, kind of deal. Um, so like
I looked at it as more like the company come in and like they did with the space station and just took all the people back, and
I mean,
that's what these
sometimes
people
they do
did.
that, sometimes they didn't. These people, in their case, they were just people who were abducted, just want to go home to their families.
Cool.
There is a talent called heavy weapons that gives you a bonus for firing weapons and a bonus to heavy machinery when fixing them.
That
I
is
need to
true.
remember that the next time we get into like space combat, I think that
Yeah,
bonus
if you
would
no, if
apply.
you get that, because here's the thing, Harrison, he was trying to learn that.
Mhm.
I was
Yep.
trying to learn.
And I have it, and I can teach you it if you have the XP, man. I'm willing to do it.
There you go.
If
Like you can
you're
learn that right now if you want.
Didn't I already spend the XP on
You
it?
spent the XP,
What
but
was
you
it?
didn't get the talent.
Yeah, but I didn't get the talent.
So
So
just
it's
add the
spent. It's
talent.
already banked.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
then just get the talent.
Cool.
Okay, so um, yeah, so you have that. And then is there anything like whether it's scenes or like shopping or whatever anybody wants to do before you depart?
You saw my
I'm doing a couple last things. Sorry.
you saw my chat to you, right, Cody?
Uh, oh yeah, like
Uh,
missiles and rockets is in like the market.
I don't know where we're gonna get them.
Oh,
Well,
are you talking about rockets? I just bought all of them.
What kind
well,
of rockets?
well, yeah, that's a big question. Are you talking about like are you when you say rockets, are you talking about for rocket launchers or are you talking about like missiles for your ship batteries?
Ship, the long lance,
Oh, for long
short
lance.
Oh, I
lance,
didn't buy those.
the Banshee 70 unguided rockets,
Well, you
and
don't
the
need Banshee
Hellhound.
rockets because you don't need Banshees because those are effectively like one of those kind of infinite weapons. Um,
Oh, we don't need that one.
yeah,
Okay.
you don't need to worry about, at least right now, you don't need to worry about. Yeah, but in terms of the cost of missiles, missiles aren't something that would necessarily be restricted. I mean, like nukes would, but like regular like ship missiles are kind of commonplace. So in terms of offensive armaments, so if you want to buy short lance missiles, they're $100,000 per short lance, and they're $400,000 for long lance. And now, if you want to get
One.
EMP missiles, that's a different thing. Um, that might be something you want to save up for.
What about the Hellhound are unlimited too, or do we?
Well, Hellhounds are not because they're limited ammo specifically. But the thing is that Hellhounds, I mean, you already bought a bunch of Hellhound missiles, did you not? Like I thought specifically, like a time at some point recently when you went to a black market, you bought, like some Hellhound missiles for the dropship.
Where would they be on the dropship? Oh,
Uh,
we have 7.
yeah, then there you go.
Are they 7 reloads or are they 7 missiles?
7 missiles.
Yeah, if we start firing them, we're gonna need
Well,
reload,
you
right?
haven't fired them yet, but yeah, you would have to get them later.
Maybe.
Are
No,
they one?
because they're missiles.
Are they one
Well,
of the missiles? Are they like the rockets where it's you fire it and you have to reload it immediately? You immediately spend it.
no, like okay, so you know the marine dropship, like how so they're like especially I'll post a GIF for reference, and especially because it's cool. Um, so let me put it this way. So the bit like the top pylons that unfold, those are the rocket pods. The smaller ones on the bottom, those are the Hellhound missiles.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
That's on our. We probably won't even use that much.
My point
Well,
exactly.
no,
Like,
One.
because the damn sky crane is a damn dropship.
well, the Sky Crane can't carry people, but it can like tow the monster truck and uh all that other stuff.
Oh,
So
it can't carry people. I didn't know it could carry people.
no, basically the troop bay is replaced by an open crane that can tow vehicles and other
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Oh, okay.
Like for example, that's how you would deploy like tanks because the regular dropship can't fit a tank.
What's the cost on uh,
On the EMP
EMT,
missiles?
EMP? That's it. That's what.
Okay, so let's see. So spacecraft, so frigate buster missiles, um, they have um, the EMP, like the missile launcher costs $50 million and each missile is 600,000.
Oh, you have to get the launcher that can't
Yeah,
be
it's
used in the other one. Okay.
no,
All
because
right. We're
basically
not gonna
now
worry
now
about that.
no no. Well, here's the thing though. A frigate buster missile, so +1 bonus, damage 5, extreme range as a special effect. If an EMP missile causes major component damage, it will automatically cripple the engine in addition to a randomly rolled effect. So basically, it
Oh,
does two
nice.
major component damage crits. So it's actually very good.
How do you want to roll to see how many missiles I can find?
Um, yeah, I would say because both batteries are D8, just roll a D8 and see how many missiles you get.
All right, long range first.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So
Okay.
one.
So one long lance,
We
four
can
short
find
lance.
one missile, guys.
I mean, one's better than nothing.
Yep.
I know.
So is that all the shopping you want to do for now?
Yep.
Damn it.
How many reloads for the rocket launchers I got?
Um, I
I
thought.
got 3 RPG 122s and 6 M5A3s, just everything that was in stock.
Okay, if you want to buy and carry all that, you can. In
That's
terms of
going into
reloads,
storage.
okay, as a reminder of like how many like rockets and stuff you can carry, like basically with what we discussed earlier is by this point, like so Horgus spent $1 million basically set up a contact who can fabricate ammo. Now the catch is that is for small arms, for things like rockets and like plasma weapon power cells and stuff like that. That is something you would have to buy. But like small arms rounds for like pulse rifles and like pistols and stuff are different. There's like however many you can carry.
Okay.
But rockets again is something that like whatever the number of weapons in stock, like for example, you look at the Three World Empire market, like so you see how the Flamin' Warfare 3 has like quantity 5. That's 5 reloads. The actual number is half of that amount.
Okay.
So just for reference, so
So does that round up or round down?
it would round up. So like for
Okay.
example,
So then in reality I have 2 RPGs with 3 reloads.
yeah, I suppose so. I didn't see how many things were in stock, but either way. So is that all everybody wants to do shopping wise?
Is there a power loader in stock?
Um, I mean, I
Yeah,
think
there was.
you guys already have one, don't you?
Yeah, but this one's. Is there space for it? And is there one in stock?
I mean, there would be space for it on the ship, and if there's one in stock, I mean, yeah, there's a power loader in the civilian market. Fifty
Okay,
thousand
it doesn't
dollars.
have a price.
Yeah, it's because again, as I've said before, the problem is the guy who made this put like prefixes in front of some of the numbers, which fucks up the coding of
Ah,
the market. So, but if you click on the name of the item, it will tell you how much it actually costs.
okay. So how do I? Should I just hit buy and then and then like remove 50K?
Yeah, just remove, well, or yeah, that, or I could just remove 50K and I'll put it in in the ship.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Yay, power lift buddies.
I thought you, yeah, I mean, all right. So, where
We had.
I
is?
got a harebrained scheme.
Don't be like a
Oh yeah,
Dracula and disco dance and P5000 pure loader. What?
You just
All right.
walk into the cargo bay when we're like bored in the middle of a mission, and my character and Blitz are just basically rock'em sock'em robots with the power loaders.
I need a really big shovel.
Oh my god. Um. Well, I was gonna say, oh, where is? Yeah, are you just dancing in fucking power loaders like? Um. So. Um. The hell. Um.
It's a really
Anyways,
big shovel.
I don't know.
so
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. I'm done. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. Well, no, you're gonna need to practice with the power loader if well specifically for dealing with Simmons like I'm saying this mainly
Uh-huh.
to bias so when the GIF actually uploads like yeah this is gonna how you're gonna have to deal with Simmons.
of the best robot chicken sketches.
Right? Like,
Pop culture, in my opinion.
Is that me fucking up? Is that me fucking up
Just
Simmons?
because you say something
yes.
loud, just it's funny.
Yeah, so that's you dealing with Simmons. But anyway, um, so you guys, if you're ready, then you can set off to 26 Draconis.
Yep.
Okay, so the
I'm good.
journey would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Oh,
4. What?
go ahead. Keep counting. I won't
I think it's, I
interrupt you.
think if, yeah, I think it would be, yeah, no, it would be 14 parsecs, which would be 14 days with your FTL rating of essentially 1. What was the question?
So, um, we forgot to talk to Becker and get the warrant.
Yes, very good catch. Very good catch. Unbelievably good catch. Okay, so you're gonna go talk to Becker?
Yeah, I'll give her
No.
a call. Say, hey, Beck, I got a request. I just picked up a new captain, and I guess she's had some real bad family issues with our favorite corporation. And I guess she found some evidence that she needs from her about her family in a flight recording box, which has been located at I forget the name of the
26 Draconis. Well, the station is Erebos
yep,
Station.
Erebos station. And I was seeing if there was some way you can get me some kind of warrant or something to be able to enter that station and retrieve it.
Yeah, and you mentioned 26 Draconis, the system by name.
Yep.
Okay, well, it says like, well, why 26 Draconis? Colonial administration placed a travel ban on the system. Uh, he explains that the reason why is because the system, the red dwarf star, according to like survey teams, actually just kind of randomly collapsed and became a black hole, which is a stellar anomaly and made the system extremely unstable and dangerous. He says, however, if you're willing to risk it, I'm willing to give you authorization to go there and chalk it up to being a federal investigation. But the one condition of this arrangement is that if you get into danger or cause trouble, the FBI cannot come and rescue you and will deny any involvement in whatever you did.
That works.
So he says, "All right, well, then good luck, Captain,"
Alrighty.
and hangs up. Uh, and okay, so you have a green light to go to 26 Draconis. So everybody would all enter cryostasis. 2 weeks later, the ship. Let me just move the token. You guys are up at where's 26 Draconis? There it is. Okay, so you all come out of. Well, actually, yeah. Blitz also having tapped in the chat. The fucking weaponized power loader. That is kind of a thing in a couple different forms. If you've ever heard of a
I mean,
berserker suit,
Yeah, those seem
like a
really
crappy
cool.
duct taped version.
Well, could you make a character who's in a berserker suit? Could you be like, here's my character
it
there?
kills you.
I know
Here's
it
my
kills you,
character.
but
He will die soon.
how long do you get to live in it though? You get to stay in it for like, like you're on a time limit, obviously. But how long can you realistically
That's a
have a
good
character
question. I would
live?
say, I mean, you would probably like. There's no way to wire the person out without killing them. So, um,
Even in death, I serve.
pretty much. So
Some
let's
real
see.
Warhammer 40k nonsense up
Oh
here.
yeah. And the irony is that they developed that based on Ripley fighting the Queen with a power loader. Um, so,
Really?
yep.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
After action report info on the Sulaco, they like the Colonial Marine Corps saw Ripley fighting the alien Queen with the power loader. Like, that's a good idea. And then they built fucking weaponized like mech suits that fucking kill the people in them. So congratulations, Ripley.
Why does
Um,
it have to kill the person in them? Still don't understand that.
I don't know, but anyway, um, so let's see. So you arrive at 26 Draconis. All come out of cryostasis, take your hydration and all that other fun stuff. Um, and the station is, you know, what you notice right away. I need somebody to make an observation roll, and if you like, it can be Rena, so she can flex how good her observation is.
That's fun.
Okay.
Probably a good idea.
So, yeah, let's see.
Probably because I tell her it's a black hole. She probably wants to be on the bridge to look at it and
Yeah,
see it.
so she will roll observation, um, and she succeeds. So she notices, like, she basically is, analyzing the situation. She sees the station, like, well, first of all, when you're greeted by the station, here's the interesting thing: you are not hailed by the station. You are only greeted by an automated docking beacon signal. And Rena notices, she's analyzing this. The station has external damage to a few decks, because it looks like it actually took some meteor hits. Um, the station is mostly dark, mostly, and um, as you approach the station, the lights on one of the decks actually come alive, and there's a docking port that extends on what looks like, what according to like scans would be deck G. So the question is, are you going to try to dock with the station directly, or are you going to like spacewalk or whatever you want to do?
Um, well, before we approach the thing, I want to know more about this black hole and the hazard that we're going to be dealing with.
Well, the black hole itself isn't necessarily a hazard. Like, you're out of range to avoid getting like sucked into it.
Okay.
So the black hole, like, as long as you don't fucking fly directly towards it, it won't be a problem. Like the
Okay.
station, you would also notice the station, and Rena points this out because she, like she says that, the station has thrusters that basically keep it in a stable orbit. Um, so, there isn't any risk of the fucking station, like, unless somebody deliberately throws the station into the black hole or deliberately shuts off the thrusters, it isn't going anywhere.
Okay. And then say in orbit. That means it's orbiting something. What's it orbiting?
Well, when I say orbit, I mean like it's staying in place.
Okay. Okay.
Like it's not like orbiting a planet or something. It's
I just wanted
yeah,
to clarify because orbiting meant you're
I know that was poor
okay.
choice of words on my part.
Okay.
Um, so
So the other question I have is, I asked for Raina, since that station got hit with meteors, is that's out of character? Is that a normal thing?
um, you would notice that. So this system, Rena is going to pull up, like, walk over to the holo tab and just kind of fiddle around with a terminal and basically pull up like system charts, and points out that, according to like initial records of this system, it had, let me pull up the this particular handout if I can find it. So 20 Cronus. So the system originally had um, a like one habitable planet, and that planet is gone.
Did it get sucked up by the black hole?
Uh, no, it fucking basically exploded. Like the chain reaction within the red dwarf star in the system basically collapsed in on itself and formed a black hole, and the force of that fucking destroyed the planet.
Okay. So sorry, I'm not very good at space shit. So if that didn't happen recently, that we have to worry about stones still flying at us. They've reached the end of their velocity, right? And we're just now.
Well, there is still like, there are still meteors and like rubble and asteroids and stuff in the system. Like that is the thing. There is still sort of debris in space.
Right, but they're not flying towards us at this point. We can mark them and avoid them. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you could easily take evasive actions if there was an asteroid drifting towards you, or hell, you could even fucking blow it up with like the railguns or something.
Okay. That's what I want to know. So we're gonna keep the Avalantos back a little bit, and we'll go in with the Joker.
Um, yeah, about that. So before you, like, as you're, gearing up to like leave the bridge, um, basically an alarm goes off in the ship, and like basically what happens is, um, a the black hole's gravitational pull has momentarily jumped, and the stabilizing thrusters on the station fire to steady her, but the problem is that the ship is caught in a gravity shear. And if you don't know what a gravity shear, I mean, I honestly don't, but my understanding of it is kind of like if you were a ship on the water, this is basically a wave pushing you sideways. Um,
Right.
so yeah, now like the ship is being pulled, and lurches, loses control, um, and uh, what I need you to do is uh, somebody make a piloting roll. And as a reminder, before you make the roll, let's check the Avalanos. So the Avalanos has, um, let's see, thrusters of 1, which if memory serves, thrusters give you a +1. So you get a +1 from the thrusters of the Avalanos. And in terms of like co-pilots, um, you have like, well, I keep forgetting that Miller isn't. Well, actually, hold on. With Two-Face, would you want to try flying the Avalanos, or would you rather have an NPC do it? And you are muted.
Probably the NPC has a better.
Yeah, probably, because you've got like Mike who has fucking agility 3, piloting a 3, so maybe he actually isn't the best. Let's see who else we got. Delgado is. Andrea has. I don't know, she was panicked for some reason. She has uh, piloting of 10 total. And
She can
then
make it.
Paz. Well, let's
And
see what Paz has. Paz has only 8, so Delgado will do it.
and can I do a command roll to boost them too?
Since this isn't a combat situation necessarily, no. So she will get a +1 from the thrusters and a plus. Um, let's see. Mike has +1 Paz, so she'll get a +3 overall. Ooh, well, hold on. Why does she have stress? Whatever. So I'll mark that up. She got 3 successes. However, and this actually is the way the scenario is written. Um, so the ship. Um, so the good news is no longer spiraling towards the black hole. The bad news is it is going straight towards the station, and a crash is inevitable. And yeah, this a collision alarm goes off.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and you're hearing that blaring. Everybody gets 1 point of stress for that. And the alarm is blaring. The ship is drifting. You hear Mother going, "Impact imminent, impact imminent," and you see people around them bracing. Like Rena gets up against like back up against a table so she doesn't get like thrown across the room. The NPCs like brace on. People strap themselves in. So um, the result of the success in this case. Um, is if the roll succeeds, the pilot can choose one of 3 possible crash locations. If the roll fails, which it didn't, um, which so the 3 crash locations: supplies and quarters on deck E, the port side cell block on deck F, and trolling arm 01 on deck H. And I'll say in advance, no, you don't have a map, so it's basically whatever sounds the best.
Say them again.
So there is a supplies and quarters on deck E, the port side cell block on deck F, and trawling arm 01 on deck H.
third one.
Okay, the trawling arm.
I
Okay.
don't give a shit.
So yeah, so basically the ship is drifting, and like basically, uh, I would say on a dramatic note, like just before the crash, that's where we'll end. Um, so y-
Nice.
yeah, so pretty great cliffhanger to end on. So um, you know, and also apologies for some that there wasn't combat this time, but believe me, there will most likely be plenty of it to come. Uh, this was mostly an RP session in contrast. What?
Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to use high explosives on a space station.
Oh
Oh
shit.
God.
So
Yeah,
The
good thing I got all
demolition
those
expert.
rockets.
Yeah, good thing you
um
got all those. I'm gonna burn through so much money once.
yeah. So anyway, so XP wise, Don ye now your character sheets, and we will go over XP. Um, so everybody gets the standard issue 5 base. Um, so first one is, did you participate in the session? Which I mean, everybody did, so that's a given. Did you follow your personal agenda?
We
Wasn't
didn't really do anything, so
I mean,
no.
would mine have technically counted a bit with spending
Let's.
time with Venom?
Your personal agenda is, do everything in your power to end the suffering of others by any means necessary. Um, you, I mean, you didn't exactly end her suffering. You were very nice to her, but,
Yeah.
um, you, mm, in this case, I would say no.
Alrighty.
Um, did you risk your life for your buddy? Speaking of buddies, which I
No.
would say in this case nobody did because there wasn't any combat. Um, did you challenge or stand up to your rival? In this case, Horgus, even though it technically happened last time, you didn't learn of this. I would say in this case you did because your rival is fucking dead, and that's because of you. You fucking
It's kind of.
killed your
I'm not
rival.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's kind of fucked up.
It is kind of.
I don't think standing up to your rival counts as murder,
Oh,
but
he really stood
I'm
up to
still
his
fine
rival.
with it.
Yeah, it
Oh, I
definitely
mean,
does count as if you kill him, then that's doing it.
Yeah. So, um, you know, that's so stand up to your rival. Did anybody else? I don't really think anybody else really has rivals.
I don't think I have a rival currently.
Yeah,
Or
you'll
now.
probably develop that over the course of this mission, though,
Probably
like a buddy
develop
and
that at
rival.
some
Mine
point.
is sobriety.
Well, I mean, you
You're
got
you're right.
drunk. You went to the pub, so.
Yeah.
Um, did you make a panic roll? Which in this case, I don't think anybody did.
oh.
Uh, did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? Technically, no. Um, did you make a significant discovery or revelation? I mean, you made quite a few. Let's see. So Tobias is now Two-Face. You found out that the Joker is still alive and well. Um, you learned a little bit more about, Captain Luger and her situation. So yeah, everybody gets a point for significant discovery or revelation. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I can't think of anything stand out from anybody. So unless anybody protests that, we'll go to did you earn any money, which everybody did. Well, everybody
I did.
bar yeah, you didn't because you just joined the crew. So
Burn Miller's $400,000 he had.
I mean, if nobody grabbed it, then it's probably
I don't
still
know if
stuffed
he's
into
even.
his pockets.
He
We
doesn't. I
counted.
don't think he
We
has
did
anything.
count him. We did count him in the 500.
Oh, Miller was my buddy, so if he's
yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead. So you got to
yeah.
find a new buddy.
I've been cooked. I've been cooked by Mr. Boss Man.
It's
You're
affected
fired.
Arthur
Yeah,
so
literally.
greatly, he's actually been drinking less.
Oh my god, I just realized it. Horgus fired me.
Damn. Damn.
Horgus looked at you when he threw that last firebomb and said, "You're fired." Boom.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna get this goddamn talent.
Oh right, talents.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
What
I wanted
talent
a
is it?
talent. I forgot what it was.
Did you have it written
What
on your
talent
sheet?
are you trying to get?
Oh, I did. Past the limit.
You already have passed the limit, don't you?
Wait, I have it. Okay, I guess I never deleted that.
I
I mean, I'll
wanna.
take it twice. I'm fine with that.
I
Cody,
if
What's
if
up?
we're allowed to spend.
I didn't. I forgot to do my XP last time. Is it okay if I just add 5 XP?
Yeah, I just had 5. I don't
Okay.
remember all the questions, but you would get 5 because you were there. So
Yeah.
that goes for Harrison as well because you fucking you had to leave early, did you not?
Oh right, yeah, I didn't. But that was on. Do I still get that? That was technically on midway
I'll
point
I'll
instead.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that
Okay.
for this character.
Yeah, just
Sorry, what?
I always spend XP.
nothing.
I forgot my
It-
character passed the limit as well, but I don't remember why I picked it.
Heavy
I have
machinery,
it.
maybe?
I think
Yeah, that's
probably I
probably it.
got it, and then it was just free at that point, right?
Yeah, probably.
Not like free, but
You
don't
didn't have to roll
roll.
to learn it. Yeah.
What traits do you guys have? Maybe I want a new trait or talent rather.
Stealthy, tough, quick draw, pack mule, hard hitter, merciless, weapon specialist.
I
Uh,
have banter, nerves of steel, hidden stash, fast reflexes, pack
If I
mule.
may, I mean, you should be able to just look at each other's character sheets and see what talents you have.
oh,
Okay,
yeah, that makes
alright.
more sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Is now an okay time to spend experience? Or are we allowed to spend experience?
Spend XP on skills, yes. Talents, no, because you're right in the middle of a pretty shitty situation.
Got it. I will
Uh,
increase my range combat if I can then.
Yeah, I mean, well, do you have at least 1 point in the skill already?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can bump it up by 1 and to a maximum of 5.
Got it. Yeah, it's pretty fresh.
It's 5 XP to increase a skill.
5 XP
right?
to do anything.
Okay, thought
I
so.
will spend my remaining XP to bump up my heavy machinery to 5, so it's maxed out now.
Excellent.
Love to debut Tobias. Really love seeing that one.
What, in theory, what skill would it take to mount rocket launchers onto a power loader?
The power loader is considered a suit of armor, so you can't.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I'd say
You-
the skill maybe to jerry rig things would be heavy machinery.
Well, yeah, it would definitely be heavy machinery. I'm just saying per raw, no, there is no such thing as like weaponized suits.
yeah,
I mean, the suit kind of is a weapon though, because it gives you bonuses for close combat.
this is true. Oh yeah, like I really need
Right,
those,
Summer.
huh?
I mean, how badly do you want to kill somebody?
Hmm.
Somebody's got to practice that power load for killing Simmons. What?
I was gonna say, I think you need at least heavy machinery, either 2 or 3.
Yes. Yeah,
use
you have to have a
power
class 2 rating, aka 2 points in heavy machinery.
Okay, I already have one, so I'll just make that 2.
Yeah, just bump up heavy machinery to 2, and then you're actually qualified to use power loaders. I think that's a very interesting rule, and also a nice homage to aliens.
Mhm.
Man, so
definitely.
what kind of
Like,
bonus does it give you? I don't have it on my sheet. So I
The
can't
power
check it.
loader gives you it gives you heavy machinery in close combat +3, base damage 3 in close combat. Yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me I could have 15 dice for close
Yes.
combat? Wait, no, 17.
Oh my
And
god.
if I get a big shovel for it, 19.
I like to
Theoretical
imagine
math.
that you're increasing your heavy machinery by somehow we've become unofficial buddies, Arthur, and you're just tagging along while I show you how to
Well,
do that
I mean,
stuff.
you're his, like he's your backup buddy
Yeah.
because you're still a dynamic
Well, my
duo with
main
Martin.
buddy.
Osmosis.
Yep. He's my backup buddy.
Oh yeah, especially now that Miller is toast.
Yeah, like if you want to change your buddy, you can.
Yeah. Considering he's long gone, I'm gonna.
And
do it.
also, I will say, Summer, technically, because I saw it earlier, that you would only be able to have one buddy, like mechanically speaking.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Sucks.
I mean, you could still be like chummy with other characters. I'm just saying that you would have to choose
Yeah.
either Rena or Evelyn. And honestly, given what
I don't wanna
you're
choose.
describing, I would probably say Rena because you
Yeah,
don't
I would
really
say
have
you probably buddies with Rena more
Okay.
than my character. We're still chums, but we're not buddies.
Yeah.
yeah, like you're not really risking your life or like spending quality time with Evelyn to the degree that you do with Rena. So that's why I think she would be a better choice.
That's fair.
Other
Oh.
than that, oh, the fuck was that?
Ignore that.
Okay. Okay.
Is there, hold on. Is there a way to increase your strength?
To increase your strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some means to do that. For example, the Presidium Advanced SE suit that Rena has that actually increases your strength by 1, or your strength skills by 1.
I'm just talking health wise, because
Oh, well, health-wise, the only way to increase your health is with tough.
that's it. So I'm stuck at 5. I can never get higher than 5.
I mean, 5 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially 5 is good, especially when you're not really much of a combat character. You're more of like a buffer kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just wanted more hit points so when I fight a queen again, I have a better chance of living again.
so, other than that,
Oh,
hopefully,
Horgus, your delusions of grandeur are amazing,
Oh.
and continue to go after them. I beg of you.
Wait, what?
Your dreams of facing down the alien queen are quite crazy, but I totally support them. Go face off and be cool again, man.
I mean, you guys have already faced off against 2 queens.
Mm-hmm.
I went 1-on-1 with the queen for a round. You guys can get there. That
Third
mobility
time's the
saved
charm.
my ass. Finally got a good roll.
Other
Okay.
than that, are there any other questions, comments, concerns?
What's next week?
Well, next week is Interstellar Marines
Okay.
for Twilight 2000. And
Damn,
then
I
as
gotta
for
remember how to play that game again.
that makes 2 of us. Well, actually, not in my case because I've been playing it almost weekly. In the case of Steel Talons, next sessions will be the 7th of April and the 14th. So,
Already.
so we'll find out what
All
happens
right.
after you fucking crash into a station. Which, speaking of, it's not going to be the destruction of your ship. That's just kind of a plot point. Because because just so you guys know what you're doing is sort of a partial retooling of a scenario I bought called Heart of Darkness.
Okay.
And basically, like the crash into
Interesting.
the station is like a scripted event. So
Got it.
All I know is this ship's gonna do some massive damage to that space station. With our 12 armor and 12 structure, it's going to tear it up. Oh, 10 armor.
Yeah, don't worry about the ship. Worry about the station, man.
Yeah, I would be.
oh
It'll
my
be
god.
like, did you see the two cruise ships come together, and the one cruise ship just took the whole back corner of the ship off as it went through it. It'll be like that.
Okay. Well, other than that, I hope that was a fun session. It was mostly
Alrighty.
RP
Yep.
compared to the combat festival that was last time.
Yep. See you next week then.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, man. See you
Bye.
next week.